Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. A lot of us are now paying attention to what's going on in Indianapolis, even though we're not going to see a lot of on-field stuff. In fact, none of that doesn't begin until Thursday. There are things happening, like the NFL Competition Committee is meeting today. They met yesterday. Some of the things that they are discussing presented to the owners during the owners' meeting at the end of the month. Should there be a roughing the passer? Should that play be reviewable? Should you be able to define what a late hit out of bounds is? How to improve officiating, plus a lot more. Not happening at the combine? Well, that's Bryce Young. He is not going to be throwing. He is going to be waiting until his pro day. But Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson will all be throwing during the quarterback showing on Saturday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. 104.5 The Zone. Brent Daugherty with you on what has turned out to be a beautiful day in the Music City.
And Babsy, you can't say it ain't, because she ain't here.
She ain't here. She was doing XFL games yesterday. I was not able to see it, but I saw some messages coming through that she was going viral on a couple of them.
Yeah, she was. Babsy was up to her old tricks. No, it wasn't her.
Well, plus, like, all the XFL people, Slay Dog, will tell you anything and everything in the moment, and there ain't no cool down time or anything.
No, it ain't. And those are the coaches that are right there teetering on the line of, hey, man, no filter or not caring what upper management had to say because y'all asked me to come take this job, so I'm going to tell the truth. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems. And I love it. It's entertaining. It's entertaining to hear them coaches speak. It ain't no coach talk going on, that's for sure.
So Dawn is not here. She will be back tomorrow. No, she won't. She'll be back on Wednesday. Actually, tomorrow it's going to be me and Keith Bullock.
The Bully.
Doing the show. Me and Bully.
Man, the Bully put something out on his page on Instagram. A question. Who had the most tackles in the NFL in the 2000s?
Is it him because he put the question out?
Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying, if you were to think about it, you think, man, Ray Lewis. You think, you know what I mean? Like so many tackler machines that were out there. Man, Bully put in some work. So, Mr. Monday Night, he'll be in the building, and he did earn every bit of his name. So.
Yeah, me and Keith Bullock tomorrow at K-Bull53 because Slay will be in Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah, don't say that with a lot of enthusiasm.
Well, Starkville, you'll be at the hump.
Slay will be in Starkville, Mississippi. He's flying on a plane with one seat on each side.
Y'all pray for me.
There's some chickens going to be in the back with him as well. It's going to be like Indiana Jones trying to get to the Temple of Doom.
They told private jet. This is a private jet joke, but they told Slay he's got to ride on the toilet in the back of the plane so it can take off.
Well, guess what? I'll be back there. That might be the safest part because I don't want to look out the window. I don't like them little planes, man. I don't like them little planes.
You're not going to like it when that guy stands on the runway and has to tape up the propeller before it starts to spin?
That's Madagascar.
Yeah, get a little duct tape on that propeller. We're good. Give me 5 minutes. I'll fix this.
Hey, man.
Cracking a propeller, who cares?
See, y'all know y'all did this last time when I was going to Fayetteville, and my plane almost went down.
I want to so where are you catching this plane? Like at a regular concourse gate?
Yeah, I think.
Or like Signature Air.
I may just be walking up to it. I have no earthly idea. But all I know is it's only an hour, and I'll be right there. And they ain't going to have no Biscoff cookies, though. It's just killing me.
It's like going down. Your plane doesn't have the ability to really get up in an hour.
That's true. We may have somebody that slingshots us down to Tupelo, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's going to get up to get down.
That's right.
My granddad had an idea back in the day that they should put like an interstate system underneath the ground and make it like, you know when you go to the bank and you put your information and it just shoots down
that tube? Yep.
Yeah, just shoot you to L.A.
Woo, boy, do you know how nervous?
I always thought that was a really good idea.
Underground, though?
Yeah.
Claustrophobic. claustrophobic.
Just go to sleep. Take some of Hunk's Dramamine.
Oh,
Bro, that stuff worked, Slay.
man, no.
I survived everything. Wasn't even scared.
Survived everything.
I survived everything that y'all threw at me.
This is true.
Have we told the story about sitting in the car going to the airport with Kirby and the light rail comes by in Phoenix?
No.
And hits a car right in front of us. You weren't with us. We haven't even told you.
Oh,
No.
You didn't know about that? We saw a train wreck.
We saw a train hit a car. And it looked like everybody was okay. The car was like, this happened in slow motion, dude. Like, you could totally see it was about to happen. This car was across from us. We were at a red light, and the car was going to turn left to go like beside us, but back the other way. So I heard the beeps, and I didn't even know what it meant, but I assumed it meant the train.
Yeah.
And this car turns left, and here comes the train, and hits it right in the the back left side of the car, back driver's side.
What?
So it didn't hit a door or anything like that, and just spun it around, and the train wasn't going that fast.
Right,
but it's still a train hit a car.
Heck yeah.
Slay. Ask him what Kirby did.
Kirby jumped out the car.
No, he immediately made a U-E and turned around.
Man didn't even wait for the car to stop spinning when he just turned.
Don's like, you think we need to call 911? I'm like, there were already people walking up on the scene because there was like a wrecker service there. But
we got a plane to get to.
Kirby just turned around.
We're gone.
He's like, well, this is now an accident.
This is going to be like hours of investigation. We've got to go.
Y'all fled the scene. Y'all Tupac and Snoop Dogg, two of America's most wanted. Y'all just gone.
Telling you, the car hadn't even stopped spinning yet, and Kirby was already screeching wheels.
No, we made sure.
Screeching wheels.
We made sure that. Well, I think he made sure that everybody was okay at least. The problem is though, like on a train, like you're not wearing seatbelts.
No, you're not.
So
man,
I don't know.
Want to get
I
touched
googled.
by a train.
No, man.
Night train.
When I was in kindergarten in Knoxville, my best friend at that time was this kid named Toby. His mom got hit by a train and died.
Damn.
Well, this just took a morbid turn.
Thanks, Joe.
Just saying.
Turn, dude. Like a
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people have train phobia. Like if I go across train tracks, even if the thing's not going, like the red lights and all that stuff, I'll look both ways.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
It's like crossing the street.
A lot of people just go.
Yeah, I ain't
sure
over
those things.
I ain't sure.
I ain't puring.
Taking my time going over there.
More on Keith Bullock. You were talking about how productive he was. Two-time first-team All-Pro, more than 1,000 tackles in his career, 18 sacks, 21 interceptions.
That's crazy.
15 forced fumbles, and the man had 6 defensive touchdowns.
Talk your talk, bully.
6.
Talk your talk, bully.
How many offensive players in the history of the league never scored 6 touchdowns?
They
in the
probably
league?
played 10 years. Probably possession receivers and everything. Yeah, that's tough, man. Defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, so he's on with us tomorrow. Big stories out there. David Poyle, general manager of the Nashville Predators, is retiring. Former coach Barry Trotz will take over. Crazy story there. Preds are selling off. We'll get into all of that today. The Haslams buy the Milwaukee Bucks $3.5 billion.
Oh, wow.
Haslams, man.
Yeah, they got to spend.
Pilot oil.
Yes. Loves too now, I think.
Tennessee gets right with Triple J back.
Hey, man, I told y'all.
You didn't. Panzica did.
No, he said the score. I said when healthy, if both of them out there, they got a problem.
So you're both right.
That's right.
Panzica said blowout, though.
Yeah, I still didn't believe that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I still, like,
I'll tell you this. Like, we can get into the nitty-gritty of it, but, like, big picture bullet point, they moved the ball with Josiah Jordan-James in there. And it's funny because, like, in football, you take a guy out, put a guy in, you're not really that affected, like, along the rest of the roster. But in basketball, you are because of minutes and rotation.
Yep.
You can be on the offensive line if you move a guy, like, inside or outside instead of just plugging and playing. But he made such a big difference, man.
Huge, man. Huge. Like,
the ball just moved.
And then when it did get to him and the shot clock was running down, he didn't hesitate. He shot the ball. Like, he shot the ball. Make a miss. Shoot the ball, man.
18 points, 7 of 11, shooting 4 threes for JoJo.
Yeah. I like it.
Zagai Ziegler, 13 points, 11 assists. Tennessee, 10 of 23 from 3. They hit 10 threes, you ain't beating them.
No, it's going to be tough. That D ain't letting up. And
the
Santi
D
was
is much better with Josiah Jordan
because you can
because
switch.
he's so long.
Yeah. Santi was 1 for 9 from 3.
Yeah.
So he made 10 threes without him making any, for real.
Yeah. 9 without him. Here's the other stat we always look at with Tennessee. 29 assists on 36 made baskets.
4 turnovers.
4 turnovers.
Dude, that's
58%.
I think that was a record too. I think it was an SEC record. Or maybe a Tennessee record. I got to check, but you don't see 29 assists in a game. That's a lot of assists, dog.
That's
like
moving the basketball.
That's what I was just going to say, yo.
Yeah.
I'm just out here just repeating what yours like. You hitting it on the head.
You're the basketball analyst.
But you hitting it on the head.
You got SEC Network coming up on Saturday. Last one.
That's the last one.
For this year. And you've got Mississippi State and who? South Carolina tomorrow?
Yeah.
Assuming, never mind.
Yeah. Assuming I make it, huh?
I want you live tweeting on this plane. It's only an hour long. Right?
Oh, they probably only got Wi-Fi. I can't live tweet. I was going to say this.
Maybe they get struck by lightning and then you can tweet.
No. Oh, so I just watched the movie Plane with Gerard Butler. No, we don't need that.
That's a perfect movie to watch before you hop on a plane. Good job.
But he landed it.
I looked at that and it was like Rent, and I was like, okay. Thinking it would be $3.99, $4.99. It was $19.99 to rent it. I'm like, what the hell?
Like, yeah, and it's
rent a lot
good,
of
but it
things
ain't
for
even.
$19.99.
Yeah, it ain't worth the $19.
Vanderbilt handled Florida at home, 88-72. Commodores have won 6 out of 7. Vandy had 6 players in double figures, led by Liam Robbins again.
Back rolling.
18-9. Vandy plays at Kentucky on Wednesday at home against Kentucky.
Now it's at
Kentucky. Yep. Yeah, at 6:00. Wildcats have won 4 in a row to get to 20-9, 11-5. It looks like they're on that 8-9 line now on bracketology. Vandy, then Arkansas for Kentucky. At Arkansas.
Want to shake some things up? Vandy should go up and beat Kentucky. Watch what Joe Lunardi do for you. That little loss that you just had against LSU, null and void. You go beat them in Rupp. You make up for that.
You might see him on first 4 out or something like that.
Yeah,
at that point.
On standby. Then make it to the semis or the finals of the SEC tournament, which they can do. They knocking on the door or something. Could be enough. That'll give them what? 20? Would that give them 20 wins?
No. I don't have it.
Yes, they got 16-13. Yes, they is. They win that, then they win 3 games in the tournament.
Well, they'd still have one more regular season game.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they could get the double bye still.
They could.
Which actually might hurt them.
They need to play.
Or do they just need to win the tournament? If they just need to win the tournament, then they need the double bye. Yeah. Yep. All right, when we come back, Chris Lowe will join us. We will get into the general manager, David Poyle, news, the Preds, trades, all those things coming up. And Babs worked the XFL on Sunday. She had a couple of viral interviews. We'll hit on that a little bit later. And Joe Honk with his Polar Plunge over the weekend. All that coming up on 3HL. Presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here, man. You probably diving into social media or whatever it may be, and I might pop on there every now and then, whatever your outlet is, and you're starting to see, man, your guy, slimming on up. I said we're slimming on up. Hey, yep, that may be the new slogan right there. Slimming on up. Awaken 180, people. That's how you get involved into this weight loss journey. Awaken180weightloss.com. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Sign up now, call now to get your free consultation and get things rolling. And it'll be support that you have not ever had when going through trying to have weight loss. I am a walking example of what can happen. I got on the scale at the beginning of the year, 300. I said, no, this ain't gonna do it. I need to get something done. Hit up Awaken 180. I got my own coach, Coach Sam. We check in every Wednesday. She walks me through with all the traveling and everything, keeps me right there on task with everything I can do. She even calls ahead to see what hotels are serving, what restaurants are in the vicinity of where I'm staying. Makes it so much easier. And I'm staying the course, people, down to 269. Yep. By next week, I'll probably be about 265, 264. Y'all just stay tuned. This Awaken 180. We're slimming on up.
Dig It Serving Landscape Supply. Once you get slim, you get in your yard. Even if you're not slim, you can get in your yard spring right here. Dig It Serving Landscape Supply ready with all of the fertilizer, seeds, pre-emergence, herbicides needed to get your property ready for the year. Trey Hartsook from Dig It Serving Landscape Supply is here with more. Trey, what's up?
Hey, Brent, that's exactly right. So out in the summertime, say it's June, July, you're probably going to get a little sun, going to be sweating a lot. But right now, that is not the case. It is beautiful in the Middle Tennessee area now. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing a lot of, Brent. Seeing a lot of breakthrough post-emergent weeds. Not our friends in the fescue grass. We want to make sure we keep that stuff weed-free so we can have the best lawn on the block. And I'll tell you, it's not bad. If you're getting ate up with weeds, take some pictures of what you got. Stop in and see us. It's a great time to get that pre-emergent down to help us on down the line to keep weeds out of the yard, but also give us some fertilizer. So make sure we're doing that, keeping our grass green. Or if it's something you haven't done, it's not a bad time to think about overseeding as well. Usually in the fall we talk a lot about it, and springtime is okay right now, especially with all the rainfall we're getting and the warm temperatures. You can germinate some good fescue grass seeds. So stop in to see us. Got the best seed in Middle Tennessee area, made for the Middle Tennessee area. Stop in to see us. Also, it's that time of year, pulling the machines out, pulling the mower out, the weed eater, the backpack blower. Maybe they're not what they once were, and it's time for an upgrade. Stop at a Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply near you. We have the best brands in the industry: Toro, Ferris, Snapper, Right Standard, and Walker. Also on the handheld side of things, Echo, Shindauer, Red Max, and Steel. All you got to do is stop in, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
40 years ago, we opened our doors with one mission in mind.
We'll be right back with the top 10 songs of 1983.
To sell quality American-made vehicles at a fair price.
You have arrived.
And we've loved every minute of the ride. Celebrating 40 years of Two Rivers Ford.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Chris Lowe coming up. Brent Daugherty, Ron Slay with you. Don Davenport on assignment. She had a birthday over the weekend.
She sure did, man. Y'all showed us some love, too. Thanks, listeners and friends of the Zone family. 3HL family. And just all the family.
I put out the first picture of her that I found in my camera. And it was kind of a sassy picture.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask permission.
I ain't either.
But she did like it, so I guess that's okay.
I think she liked mine. She the one took it. I mean, when you take pictures, you got to be prepared for them to go out. She was like, she had whose ring was that?
It was a Georgia National Championship ring.
No. Arkansas. That was KJ Johnson's bowl championship win.
Yeah.
It was humongous.
Gonna get the low dog here in a second. Let's get Jay and Donaldson. Jay, what's up?
Mayor, my friend.
What up, Jay?
Ron Slay in the building, my friend.
I'm in the building.
And Babsy, happy 29th to you again, my friend.
Most definitely.
You love to see it. So anyway, I heard you guys talking about trains, and I had a pop quiz for the mayor if he's ready for it.
All right, pop quiz. Hot shot.
All right, pop quiz, hot shot.
Yep.
The lights are flashing, the gates are coming down, and you're 3 minutes from school. Do you go around the lights when they are not bringing a train? There is no train, and lights are flashing and gates are down. No train coming.
Zero chance.
Do you go?
Nope. No chance. Not with kids in the car, bro.
Not with kids. Not with kids.
If it's just me, I don't really care about me, but like when there's kids in the car,
Can I confess? Is this all right to confess, you guys?
I know you've done it. I know you've done it. To raise the question. Come on, y'all.
It sounded like the kids in the background saying, "No, Dad, don't do it."
Well, yeah. To his credit, he was saying, "No, Dad, no." But you creep a little to the left, creep a little to the right, and off you go.
Oh my goodness, Jay.
Be safe, Jay. Be safe, Jay.
Hey, kids, do not try that at home or on the road.
Yeah, only if it's a Back to the Future train because it can fly. It could just swoop over you.
Polar Express.
Oh, yeah, Polar Express too.
Polar Express train can do it too.
I saw about 10 minutes of that movie.
Ah,
you haven't seen that one?
You've never seen Polar Express?
I have seen it. That's with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks playing the conductor, but the conductor looks like Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I've seen it. I fell asleep a couple times.
He's playing himself.
Mm-hmm.
Fell asleep. Chris Lowe joins us from ESPN.com, covers college athletics for ESPN. Chris, what's up? How are you?
Doing great. Good to be with you guys.
Let's start with Tennessee basketball. Josiah Jordan-James, we keep talking about if they can get healthy, they're a different group. Boy, they sure look like it. And given, like, part of that's the opponent, but also part of it just watching them play basketball and move the ball around and play defense is just different with him in the rotation.
He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. I think that's the thing. You know, he can defend, he can shoot the mid-range shot, he can distribute the basketball, and he can rebound. I mean, so he was that piece they've sort of been missing because they don't really have another player just like Josiah. And if he shoots the basketball from three the way he did the other night, well, he's lights out. Now, he's not going to shoot like that every night, but if they can count on him to shoot like that most of the time, then, yeah, they're a much different team. And I still think they've got to get completely healthy because, like Josiah, Phillips is that player they also don't have. They don't have a guy his height, 6'8", athletic, an offensive rebounder who can get to the glass and draw fouls. So those are two different dimensions of players that Tennessee has not had during this stretch when they weren't playing as well. And, when they did have everybody healthy, they were more consistent. They were able to score more consistently. And I also think the depth, is able to wear teams down the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game because they're able to play a lot of guys. The good news in all this is you see Meshack come on and play much more confidently. He's gotten a lot of quality minutes. And they're not going to be afraid to put him in games now down the stretch to defend because he's not as much of a liability offensively. And same with the big freshman inside of Walker. I mean, he's a guy that just gets more confident and better. Adu's another one. Got great timing. So they've got a lot of different pieces. We just haven't seen all those pieces together in a long time, and we're starting to see that now.
Don't you need this also, CeeLo, like going into these next few matchups with the wings that Auburn has and most definitely the wings that Arkansas has? You need those guys like James and Phillips to be out there to kind of combat Walsh and Ricky Council and all these guys that are high flyers, athletic guys.
Yeah, Ron, because they have length, they're athletic, they can defend out on the perimeter, and both of those guys, Phillips and James, are good rebounders.
Mm-hmm.
You against these more athletic teams that are bigger and longer, like an Arkansas, certainly Kentucky's like that. Alabama's got that too. You've got to have a bunch of guys that can board and can get to the glass and give you some second chance opportunities. Tennessee, I was talking to a buddy of mine who's all over the country covering hoops for ESPN the other night. The thing Tennessee has done pretty consistently is guard and defend. And that, to me, is invaluable come tournament time because you still got to be able to lock down teams. You got to be able to get big stops. And this team has done that. Now, when they get everybody back together on the court healthy, I do think they'll be more consistent and better offensively. And let's face it, I mean, with Tennessee over the last 5 years, 5-6 years, it's going to get down to the way they play in March.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people, they could have played lights out over these last 3 weeks, and it was still going to be the same qualifier. All right, let's see if they can do it once they get into the NCAA tournament. So maybe this is a team that they get everybody back. They've been able to get valuable minutes for some younger players, and that helps them once they get into a do-or-die situation.
And then you look at it, CeeLo, it had to help this year with basketball being, in a sense, so even across the board because you didn't, with losing two guys like that, you didn't lose a lot of ground. You were able to tread water by being able to stay right there. Like you didn't drop too far in the rankings. You kind of held on to that 2 spot, that 3 spot when you're looking at March Madness tournament. That's got to bode well. And I don't know if we would see that any other year. Any other year, you see 4 or 5 teams that are clearly better than everyone, and you go on a losing streak like Tennessee was, and man, you looking at a 6 seed or a 7 seed in some situations.
Yeah, and they've Rick's teams, his players always get better. I mean, you look at the guys that come in and what they are when they come in, when they leave, they get better and they develop. And you've seen that in some of the younger players that are getting more minutes. I still think that the fact that Tennessee has shown they can beat anybody in the country, even though they didn't beat Arizona, that goes down to the last 2 minutes of the game. You're playing on Arizona's home court. Tennessee's right there. But those type of games and moments, the fact that you've done it, I think it's got to bode well for you when you get into the NCAA tournament. I don't think there's a team that Tennessee looks at in America. They just say, you know what, we can't beat these guys. We're going to have to play our absolute A-plus game to beat these guys. See, I think Tennessee's done that. They've beaten teams. They've beaten Kansas. They've beaten Alabama. They've beaten Texas. It's just a matter of getting everybody together and feeling like they, as a total team, they've got their guys back. And it sounds like they're going to be able to get to that point once it matters. Hey, they're still going to have to make shots. They're still going to have to make free. I'll be honest, Slade, the thing right now, if you're looking at Tennessee, you talk about defense and locking teams down, making open shots, making tough twos. The other thing that is always big in do-or-die tournament situations is making free throws.
Yep.
Tennessee's been a little spotty
Yep.
at that. They've been a little spotty at that in the last, what would you say, 2-3 weeks?
Mm-hmm. Without question.
They're going to have to be able to knock those shots down come tournament time.
Chris Lowe with us on 3HL. Vanderbilt has won 6 out of 7. Kentucky's won 4 in a row. Looks like Kentucky on Lenardi bracketology is kind of in that 8-9 range now, and they're solidly playing their way into the tournament. But this game coming up on Wednesday is a big one.
Yeah. Hey, can you imagine being a 1 or 2 seed and having to play and seeing Kentucky in round number 2? I mean, nobody wants to be part of that right now.
Right.
What Giants team's playing, and you talk about a team getting well at the right time, and that's what makes, to me, the NCAA tournament so much fun. Is you get a team like Kentucky, it's clearly talented, and they start to figure it out, and all of a sudden they're an 8 seed, and you got to play them. Tennessee gets, what was Michigan last year? 10 seed, 11. Start of the year in the top 5. Just didn't play well, did they? Really didn't play well at all. I mean, they played very well against Tennessee. Tennessee sees them as a 3 seed. See, I think Kentucky could be that team for somebody this year. What about Arkansas? Where's Arkansas right now? They're what, that 7 seed type range?
Yep.
If I'm a 2 seed, there's no way I want to see the Hogs in round 2. And I don't want to see Vanderbilt at any point. In the tournament, the SEC tournament. Now, the Doors are probably going to have to win everything in Nashville to get in. But the way they're playing right now, I think they feel like certainly that they could beat anybody.
Yep. Quick football note, Tennessee with a big commitment today, a 4-star wide receiver, one of the top players in the country, J.J. Harrell, commits to Tennessee over LSU, Georgia, Alabama, and others. Some momentum there for Josh Heupel, you think, with a couple of years of putting that offense on the field?
Well, put yourself in an offensive skill player's position right now in high school, and you see what Tennessee did last year, the way they played, the way they distributed the football, the way they play fast, and they get guys involved. I mean, everybody wants to play in that kind of system if you're a receiver, if you're a tight end, if you're a running back. So I think what happened last year on the field, Brent, is just going to continue to attract those kind of players from around the country because they see that. They see players around them that are going to take pressure off of them. They see they're going to be able to get open and make plays. I think it just sort of manifests itself. And Josh Heupel and that staff are going to continue to be swimming in those waters to get those type of skill players.
I know you're a big baseball guy. Major League Baseball, I know a lot of people don't pay attention to that until we get further along. But there are new baseball rules, and they're confusing players in spring training. I'm curious to get your take on that 15-second clock that the pitcher now has if there's no one on base, 20 seconds if there is someone on base. But even more importantly, we're starting to see in spring training, I made a note to watch, like the games are going faster for sure, but the batter has to be in the batter's box with 8 on the clock facing the pitcher.
Yeah, that's going to be awfully funny the first few weeks of the season because there's going to be a lot of violations of that across the board, both hitting and batting. I'm all for speeding the game up. I'm a purist. I love the game. I go back as a kid watching Major League Baseball in its purest form. But I do think, Brent, to continue to bring in this age new viewers and reintroduce baseball to younger people, to maybe people who didn't grow up with it around the country, you're going to have to find a way to speed the game up. People just aren't going to sit and watch a lot of 3.5-hour baseball games. And I think if you can speed it up and make it a little bit faster, more people are going to watch.
Chris Lowe with us, ESPN.com. Thank you, Chris. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you.
Lowe, are you on the beach, Lowe? See, Lowe? Oh, man. I meant to ask him, was he on the beach earlier?
I thought he was still there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him.
So there was a situation with regard to that baseball thing while we're there. So hitters must be in the box ready to go with 8 seconds on the pitch count, right, Hunk? And they've got to be facing the pitcher.
Head facing towards the mound.
And Hunk, by the way, is the zone baseball guy. He's got the podcast. When does that all start?
It will start after the NFL draft, mainly because, I got that whole kid being born thing that I got to get past.
There you go.
Yeah.
If they're not in the box with 2, if they're not in the box with 8 seconds left facing the pitcher, it's a strike.
Yes, it's an automatic strike. If the pitcher does not throw the ball before the pitch clock is up, then it's an automatic ball.
So Braves hitter Kyle Conley faced a 3-2 count in a 6-6 game and was called out on strikes, and the game ended in a tie because he wasn't in the box facing the pitcher with 8 on the clock.
What?
And he was confused.
Everybody was, yeah.
So he started to run to first, like he thought he had been awarded first, that the pitcher had messed up with the clock.
That's crazy.
So strike 3 out, ended game.
Like party over.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the back. Man, no, hey, man, come on,
Like
y'all.
the umpire put his hands up in the air, pointed at the batter, called strike 3, and the catcher started running to the mound to shake hands with the pitcher.
Wow.
There were like fans standing up and clapping like that. Oh yeah, we're about to get it. This is going to be it. And then umpire blew the whistle. Not really, but he waved it off.
After I read this story, I watched some spring training baseball today, and the games are faster. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Much faster.
The batter. So a lot of people thought it was the pitcher, and in some cases it is, but a lot of times it's the batter with all of the things he has to do before he faces the pitcher.
Yeah, do his gloves, smack his elbow 2 times, tip his hat, then
Every
touch
pitch.
his nose. It's crazy. They go to routine.
So a lot of times it's the batter.
Hey, let me ask y'all something though. So do y'all think at some point the fans will start doing like a countdown if it gets out of hand? Like, man, who will feel? What if that ump is? He's going too fast with the count, or
like in basketball.
when they're on the free throw line,
or late in game or late in shot clock, and they're not even on right because they're trying to throw you off.
Yeah, dude, do you start doing it like 6?
There is, and there's going to be pitch clocks all around the baseball fields now. Like there's pitch clocks in the view of the screen whenever you're watching. Yeah, and so what's going to happen is what you talked about is where it's really going to be on 10 seconds for the pitcher. You're going to have fans going 3, 2.
And then he take his eye off and try to get back.
Right, and the pitch count for the pitcher isn't a new thing, but like if you go to baseball parks around the country, like it was really hard to find. Like you had to look around to find the clock, and there was a lot more than 15 seconds on it.
Wow.
So now 15 seconds with the bases empty, 20 seconds with runners on base, which that's tough too because we talked about this the other day. You get a runner on second, that's when they have to go through signs multiple times.
Yep.
Oh.
Because the runner on second can easily steal the signs.
Yeah.
And there's a procedure for resetting it, like on if you throw to first or throw to second or something like that. But you have to do the procedure correctly, and if you don't, then that's going to be a ball that's added to the account if the pitcher messes up.
Right, so the pitcher's just going to throw over to first just to get more time.
Yep.
Sometimes.
And you can only do that so many times now.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do it 30 times
now.
Yeah, so you can't do it 30 times now. And in talking about this, there was a game that happened, I want to say it was a Tigers batter. He check swung. The umpire said that the ball did not hit him because it hit him in the arm as he was swinging. He had to jump back in the batter's box because the clock was going. Like he couldn't even argue the play because he had to jump back in to look at the pitcher so he didn't get a ball called on him.
Oh, so the little temper tantrums are going to be.
Yeah, these little
childish things.
Somebody going to say, man, screw that clock. I can still calling them, just strike 1, the clock's still ticking. That's strike 2 while he's sitting there arguing. That'll be good.
There was a Ravens-Titans playoff game where the clock struck 0 and the Ravens still snapped the ball like 4 seconds later. Wow. And it wasn't called. So those things happen. Bases also have grown in size. Y'all seen those? 15 inches to 18 inches.
Yes.
Does that make a big difference?
Well, what it's to do
They're
is
trying to reduce injury.
Yeah, because what happens, you'll see the collision a lot of times with the pitcher doing, running to first base or the first baseman's foot on the bag and the batter runs and steps on the foot.
Okay.
So now they have
more space.
Now they have 3 extra inches.
Oh, well, that's a lot in some places.
Sometimes 3 inches is a big deal.
All right, we'll be right back.
Calling all my poker players. The wait is over, people. The grand opening is this weekend. Triple Barrel Social. It is going down. You love some poker? Well, then Triple Barrel Social is the spot for you. The brand new membership club opening this Friday, conveniently located at Exit 2 off I-65 North, just 45 minutes from Nashville and 25 minutes from Bowling Green. Smack! Boom, dead, right there in the middle. Yes, come on out there, check it out. Man, me and Bab's going to be sliding up there, and you got to understand, you can get to it. Triple Barrel Social, brand new club, man. All the memberships and what you got No Limit Hold'em. You got Pot Limit Omaha, a variety of stakes for all budgets, as well as on-site amenities. You cannot lose, man. Come up there and have a good time. Just come up there and socialize. Go to triplebarrelsocial.com for membership and upcoming tournament details, or stop by this weekend. Why? Because it's the grand opening of Triple Barrel Social. Ran by players for the players. Put your cards on the table.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Hunk's all happy that we're talking baseball. It's not even March.
I'm giddy, man.
I know.
Had a weekend full of good baseball. I'm giddy.
I really wouldn't have brought up baseball rule changes now, except for that story I thought was ridiculous. Because when y'all need to know, man, those of you that are baseball fans, and maybe you haven't paid attention.
I'm glad you did.
That's going to happen in a regular season game.
I can't wait.
Again, the story was Braves hitter Cal Conley faced a 3-2 count in a 6-6 game with 2 outs and was called out on strikes, and the game ended in a tie because he wasn't in the batter's box with 8 seconds to go on the pitch count.
Hey, man.
Ball game.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that happening to your team in a regular season?
Man.
Like Cubs fan watching their team lose to the Cardinals on that. Can you imagine?
It's
Braves
happening a lot.
It is happening.
I mean, it really is. It's going to happen a lot, which is kind of the good thing about having 30 to 20 or 25 to 30 preseason games and spring training games, because it's going to take a while for people to get used to this.
It was quicker. I'll tell you that. While you've got the mic, well, we'll get to that in a second. You meant to play a promo that we did a while ago where Slay kind of fell into the who's on first, what's on second thing.
Yes.
Without ever having seen it. This went so well unplanned that it seems like we scripted this. But we didn't.
The 3HL. Whoever's on first when I go up there to throw my first strikeout, you better not try to steal because I'll gun you out.
Who's at first?
That's what I don't know. I would hope somebody is.
No, I don't know is at third.
Oh.
What's at second?
One is?
What is?
Yeah, what? Well, what better be there? Y'all confusing me.
We literally just did who's on first, and he didn't even know it.
No.
But he did it anyway.
The 3HL with Brent Daugherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. This afternoon starting at 3 on 104.5
I love how
The
you
Zone.
immediately start trash talking the second baseman. What better be there?
Hey, dog, the crazy thing is, man, it was either Peter Burns or Daugherty asked me that this weekend at the SEC network, and I was like,
they had heard it?
No, they were talking about it, and I was like, dog, don't y'all know we did that on our show, and I had no idea what the hell they were talking about. It was like, you lying. I was like, man, I gotta find it. I gotta find it so you can hear it. And I was like, man, I ain't got a clue what that was.
I'll send it to you in an email so that you got it.
Hey, dude, that's crazy. Now that I know it, it's like, wow. Sometimes you just do. Like
but it was just as funny when we heard it just then as it was the original.
It was even funnier now that I know what it is. I thought it went a little longer, but that's the promo.
It did go longer.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man. Come on, Slay.
That's Abbott and Costello. So, I mean, that's really old, but that's like classic television right there. And it's so funny. And, it's interesting. You go to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and you walk in, and they're playing Who's on First, that whole thing, on a loop on the televisions in the lobby.
That's dope.
And you just sit there, and the kids have never seen it.
Right.
And they just sit there enthralled by this.
Yeah. I'm an adult and never seen it. So I know the kids ain't seen it. So Google search that. Maybe we'll put I can't wait. I'm looking forward to baseball because of everything you just said, though. Because I know it's some players out there, man, like to go through their routines and everything. And boy.
And luckily, if you've been in the minors, you've kind of already been through this because Sounds players have been going through this. They've had this to an extent. So the minor league guys are good. It's the guys that have been in the major leagues for the last 5 to 10 years that are having to do this for the first time.
Here's the other thing. I talked to a former umpire in that world. That whole robot umpire thing will be in the major leagues.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be in AAA this year.
So they worked it from single A on up to the minors to kind of get people used to it. It will be in the major league.
Where's the robot standing? At the home plate?
It's like what was that movie from the 80s? Like
Short
Alpha
Circuit?
5?
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be directly behind the catcher. And so he's going to be doing it right there so you can see him move.
Wait, there's an actual robot?
See? Huh? I hope it's like Johnny Five too. I hope
Johnny
it's like
Five. That's it, Johnny Five.
I hope it is.
Oh, that's Short Circuit.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, he's going to be standing directly right behind home plate, right behind the catcher.
I hope he got the same voice and everything. That'd be pretty
Johnny
cool.
Five is alive.
Yeah, Johnny Five was rolling, boy. Hey, so no, seriously, y'all.
Bro, no, seriously. There's really going to be an umpire.
It's going to be a robot.
It's going to be a real umpire. He's just going to get a tone, like it's going to buzz his pack And that's when it's
no,
going to let
I
you
want
know
that.
if
No,
it's a
I don't
strike
want
or
that.
not.
I don't want
Why
that.
is he standing?
Yeah,
out
that's
there?
what I'm saying. Now we doing too much. You putting too much in the game. You trying to get too precise in the game. Human error, man. You got to have a little bit of it. A little bit of it. Like I would like for.
Oh, here you go. Major League Baseball plans to introduce robot umpires in the 2024 season. So this is the last year without them.
So they gonna have a real robot umpire back there.
Yeah, but I want him to be a robot. I don't want him to be a guy getting a tone, man. Yeah. I want him like the Terminator or something.
There you go.
Like, go ahead and argue balls and strikes. See what happens.
His eyes turn red?
Yeah, my arm will turn into an ice pick and just gouge you.
Going straight T1000 on you.
I said you were out. Get out of here. It's like Mortal Kombat.
Have like a pirate robot
yeah, that'll be cool.
umpire. You're out, matey.
So you ought to have different accents you can put on. Out. Peter.
Oh, Slay.
Hey, man.
Peter Burns.
Yeah.
How did Peter Burns work up in here? That's who you worked with the other day, isn't it?
I did, yeah. First time going at night with him.
From Hayes Fawcett. Tennessee picked up a big football commitment. I mentioned this with Chris Lowe. 4-star wide receiver J.J. Harrell commits to Tennessee over LSU, Georgia, Alabama, and others. He's 6'2", 185 from Sardis, Mississippi. From On3.com, this is what he said. What's Tennessee getting was the question. He said this, Slay. Tennessee's getting a dog.
That's big time.
Knoxville is in good hands. That was his quote.
You
talking about a 17-year-old kid with a quote like that?
Hey, man, don't give me nothing else but that. That's all I need. Because
all his quotes, I wrote that one down because I knew you'd like it.
That's the only one needed for me. I'm a dog.
Looks like he's 35 years old. I haven't seen him yet.
Bring it. You know what the expectation is automatically? Because all it does is raises the ears to other dogs and make it be like, oh, you a dog? Okay, let me watch you a little closer. That's going to put more pressure on him to go out there and work harder, and it's going to, hey, boy, woo.
Yeah, I saw that quote.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Oh, you a dog, huh? Man, can you imagine all them dudes coming through the locker room? Dante Stallworth and them. Oh, so you the dog.
Yeah. Like when John Winchester came to Tennessee and you saw a quote from him in his commitment speech saying Tennessee's getting a dog.
Yeah, and I'll be wondering, like, well, it's another dog here already, though, so watch it.
Take a dog.
Got to be a puppy dog sometime. A little puppy dog.
So, big announcement over the weekend. 104.5 The Zone is now your home for Nashville SC.
Okay. Let's go, SC. What's the chant? What's my chant?
What's your chant?
Yeah.
I don't know. We can ask our next guest. It's one of the play-by-play. There are two play-by-play people.
Okay.
Y'all know them if you listen to the station.
Ooh.
Willie
Bowling.
And Lucas Panzica.
Lucas Pandaman Panzica.
So Lucas is going to come in studio. They had their first game over the weekend. Was that the man in black uniform game?
Yes.
Yeah.
First, uniforms look legit.
Slay was right, though. I saw a lot of men in black, though.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm telling you.
What were you going to say?
The other thing, Lucas killed it.
I can't wait.
Killed it. If you have Apple TV, they sync it up for you, so you could listen to Lucas's call of the Nashville SC game, and they'll be able to do it for every single game. When Will's doing everything, you can hear the local broadcast with the game on Apple TV.
That's pretty dope. Oh, that's big time.
One of the voices of Nashville SC. The one, the only.
Nashville SC.
Lucas.
SC.
Dude, that sounds like a convenience store commercial.
It's like a frat chant or something. Like you're going
to go get some Mentos or something. Lucas Panzica next, 3HL.
Two Rivers Ford. If you need a car, this is where you need to go. F-150s, Explorers, Edges, Escapes, you name it. Two Rivers Ford has them in every color, a variety of trim levels, lots of options. And don't forget, you're going to get a great price because, one, they sell all of their non-specialty new Fords below MSRP. And 2, their salespeople don't work on commission. So they are just there to help you, not try to sell you on something. Also, I always like to mention this because it's important to me when I'm looking at making a big purchase. You want to trust who you're doing it with. Well, they're a local dealer. They've been around since 83 and they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Great people, great place. Go check them out online, tworiversford.com, or call them at 1-800-900-1000. Just go see them in Mount Juliet, 7 miles east of the Nashville airport. Whatever you do, do it fast before that in-stock inventory is gone. It's Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The NFL Combine's getting going up in Indianapolis. You're not going to see any on-field stuff until Thursday, but something interesting that is going on today that also happened yesterday is that the competition committee is meeting, which does include Coach Vrabel. Things that were talked about today and yesterday: should roughing the passer be a reviewable play? Can you define late hit out of bounds depending on how many feet are actually out of bounds? And including looking at the XFL and USL for ideas on punts and kickoffs and how to make them safer. Just a little while ago, Barry Trotz was introduced as the brand new general manager for the Nashville Preds. That will become official, and he will take over that role on July 1st. And in the NFL Combine, Bryce Young will not be throwing during the QB session, but Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richards will be. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
For HL 104.5, The Zone, Brent Daugherty with you on a beautiful Monday in the Music City. Hope you're having a great day. Producer Joe Hunk. Ron Slay is here.
I'm in the building.
We didn't do the intro.
I'm in the building.
Did we?
And from Nashville, Tennessee,
I always think of Ray Clay of the
6'8",
Chicago Bulls when I hear this music.
power forward, Ron Slay. Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof.
And now,
Let's go, baby.
the starting lineup for your world champion Chicago Bulls.
Let's go.
That one forward. Yeah. Anyway, Lucas Panzica is sitting in Babs' seat right now because she is
What's that?
on assignment.
She going to be mad at me?
Probably, yes.
I miss playing that intro for high school hoops, Slay.
I know, Pan.
Had some good times last
We had some
winter.
great times.
Some good games.
That's all I was going to say. Good
Bigger and
games.
better next year? Or are you getting too busy?
Man, Pan,
I don't know. Maybe I might be getting too busy. Slay might be too big a hot shot.
Man, Pan is out here in these streets, man. Don't try to put it on me, Pan. That's you out here in these
Listen,
streets.
Slay will choose high school basketball in Metro Nashville and
All day
private
long.
schools
Yeah, man.
all day long over a lot
All
of things.
day long.
Yeah, I'll probably get to do some state championship stuff here in a couple weeks. I'll look forward to that.
By the way, you're a big broadcasting nerd like me. Look up Ray Clay, Chicago Bulls intros.
Oh yeah, I know. Come on, I know about the Chicago Bulls intros. Yeah, I watched The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wish that's not how I knew it, but
That's what I was just about to say. Oh, come on, Pan.
it's not my fault. I was born in 1995. You know, what am I going to do?
Hey, you was right there on the cusp.
Well, that was a
on
great
the
year,
comeback.
boy.
Right in the middle of it.
I remember that year watching Joey Kent run toward me in the end zone in Alabama and Birmingham. First
here
play
I
of the
come.
game.
Would have loved to be alive for that.
You missed that one too, Pan.
Yeah, I didn't get those good times growing up in the third Saturday in October.
Hey, for those, just for reference sake, here's a little bit of Ray Clay from the Chicago Bulls back in the day. I don't think they ended well either. Anyway. Oh, this is Lucas. You got Lucas calls.
I've got Lucas
we'll get to
calls.
that. So, okay, for those
Oh, man,
that
you
don't
can't
know.
tee it up that way and then just have a little Lucas yelling into a mic. You know?
I know, man. We got Lucas. Put Lucas on.
Who gives a crap about Michael Jordan?
Put Lucas on.
Scottie
Lucas can do it.
Oh, man. Ron Harper. Yeah, so for those that don't know, The Zone, 104.5 The Zone is now the official radio partner of Nashville SC. And there are two play-by-play voices that you will hear on this radio station and on Apple TV. We'll tell you about that. Will Bowling from Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. And this guy, Lucas Panzica.
Excited, man. We announced it right at the 11th hour Saturday morning before the game, a few hours before kickoff. But we had a great time. Jaleel Anibaba is our analyst for all these games, former Nashville SC player, long career in Major League Soccer for Jaleel. Played in Seattle, played in Nashville, played in Columbus. Several different stops for him. Had a great professional career, and now he's hanging out with us. He's going to be on these games. He's a club ambassador for the team. And we had a great time on Saturday. The energy in that place was awesome.
So Nashville SC won the opener 2-0. Spoiler alert, in case people have a DVR and haven't watched it. I just spoiled that. But anyway, I'm just kidding. But Walker Zimmerman with the first goal of the season.
Yeah, Zimmerman in the 34th minute got it started. Just had to kind of bundle in a ball being pinged around in the box from some free kick service. And fitting that Zimmerman scores the first goal in the first ever season opener at Geodis Park. He scored the first goal in Nashville SC's MLS history in that first game at Nissan Nissan, packed out 60,000 people at Nissan Stadium right before COVID came in and ruined everything. And then he scores the first season opener in Geodis Park history.
Yep. It's a fun thing to do, man. Took my 12-year-old there to a game, and we had a blast. He did too, and not necessarily soccer people, as you know, but sports is entertainment.
Yeah.
So even if you're not, it's a ton of fun. They scored another goal to win 2-0. Here's the call. Here's Lucas's call of the Nashville SC second goal.
Andrade. Inside for Hack. It's a misplaced pass, and here's Hani Mukhtar. Off his line is Baraza, the goalkeeper. Mukhtar will choose to keep it at his feet. Cuts inside centrally. Top of the box, Hani Mukhtar. Step over. Lays it off. Left side. Scheffelberg! It doesn't get better than that.
Hey, come on, man.
Give me 1 out of 10.
Come on, man. Come on, man. See, first of all, let me
Slow
go.
clap.
Yeah, let me go and grade Pan up real quick, man. See, because one thing you got to be able to do when you announcing them football games, dog, you got to be able to come accent. Pan came accent on the names and everything, rolled the tongue. Pan, I'm in there.
Man, that's the most fun I've ever had.
No, Pan, that was good, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks, man. We had
about
fun.
That? Just listening to that call, I clearly understand how much work you put into all of that.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I hope it sounds like we're having fun too. That's the biggest thing. Like the energy. It's the best thing about being in a radio booth, man. Is you're like me, Brent. Like you hate press boxes, right?
I hate them.
It's the stuffiest.
I don't go in them.
The stuffiest environment in
if
sports.
I can't buy a ticket, I'm not going.
Right. It's like an office space. It's awful. It's so sanitized and stuffy. That's why I love radio and TV booths at any level. Yeah. Open air, the entire energy of the stadium is just being funneled into your ears on your headset and just funneled into the room that you're standing in. So to be there when Jacob Schaffelberg scored, and that was moments after Hani Mukhtar, the league MVP, comes in. You know, they were precautionary with him, didn't start him for the game. They bring him in before the 80th minute, and that crowd just went insane when they saw Hani even just warming up. Then he steps onto the field, and just moments later, like second or third time he had the ball at his feet, he assists Jacob Schaffelberg, and that just put the nail in the coffin for New York City FC. Man, that was the most fun I've ever had in a booth.
See, you just told everyone that we got history together doing games, doing high school game play-by-plays and color. Man, dude, that was it. I'm fully invested with that one right there, Pan, because you can actually hear the passion in your voice. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you didn't have it with basketball, but you can tell when you're in your wheelhouse. Like that was, golly, Pan. I done heard a lot of games be called, man.
There's a line in Pulp Fiction I'm thinking about right now that Harvey Keitel had toward the end of the film, but that was really good. It's almost like what I said about you when you did the SEC Network that first day. It was like you had done 10,000 of those. Mm-hmm. That's what I felt like when I heard that. Let's not judge him yet, though, because we got one more call we got to hear.
Errant pass out of play, and there's the final whistle. The final score in the season opener of the 2023 MLS campaign at Geodis Park. Nashville SC 2, NYCFC 0. And on a night where Nashville Soccer Club honors the great Johnny Cash, Nashville SC walks the line to victory.
Oh, Panzica had that written down.
I had to come in with the cheese.
Yeah, you had that written down.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's what makes a great play-by-play guy, especially a home team play-by-play guy. You need to go cheese ball.
I think you can only have those lines written out for very, very specific circumstances, right? Like that you can't have I'm getting this one in no matter what. If the cards kind of fall the right way, then great. But most of the time, I don't want that to be the
case.
What
I really liked, and I know there was an edit point in there that I heard, but I liked how you let it breathe after you said the final score so you could hear the crowd.
The crowd was amazing, man. The blackout, the tifo, the giant banner at Hani Mukhtar, it said the man in black. I mean, the crowd was unbelievable. The what looks like smoke, like yellow flares going off on the backline supporter section.
That's dope.
Drinks flying everywhere. Oh, man, it was a party.
But I love
Saturday.
how you let it breathe, because I always say that about Vin Scully's Kirk Gibson call.
Yeah.
Where he says, there she goes, and then he goes like a minute without saying a word. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the greatest calls ever, and he hardly said anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that a lot of people overthink that, I think.
But you get in the way of the moment.
Absolutely,
Let the moment be the moment.
No, there was a comfort level for you being on a sideline at an SEC basketball game like that. Some things just sort of feel like home, right?
Yep,
but
it does.
Yeah, so we had a great time.
Congratulations. So you can catch Nashville SC games here on 104.5 The Zone. Unless there's something Titans or Vols related, then you can catch it on the app.
Yes.
But you can sync it up to Apple TV, right?
Yeah, so MLS signed this $1.5 billion deal with Apple TV for the next 10 years. And anytime Nashville SC is playing at home, you can watch the game on Apple. So you just open up the game and it gives you the neutral Apple TV broadcast feed. But in the bottom right, there will be a little audio button that you can toggle on and select between the Apple TV feed or the Nashville SC home radio broadcast. So you can listen to us and like that'd be great to have for Titans Radio, right? Like just to not have to match it up on your phone and your Bluetooth and try to press pause and match. You can just go ahead and toggle it right on the app.
YouTube TV, since you've got Sunday Ticket, how about you work on that?
Yeah.
How about we do that? And look, with the app as well, what we were talking about on that, it's very easy to find. When the stream goes live, down at the bottom, you'll see live streams, and it'll pop up, and you'll see the Nashville SC stream. It's so easy to find.
But we will be terrestrial Saturday. So Nashville is on the road to play another New York team, play the New York Red Bulls Saturday. Will Bowling has that call with Jaleel, and you can hear that on the Zone's airwaves.
So let me ask you this, and this is key for me, Pan, because this is gonna pull me all the way in if I'm in
all the way.
I played in Europe, and a lot of teams that I played for had football teams. So
same ownership group.
Yeah. And it was a trickle down effect. Like it was the whole franchise. They got basketball teams and everything. So, but I always had a chant. You know what I mean? I had probably 3 or 4 chants that I really loved. What is the Nashville SC chant? And I say that because my Slay chant one, I recall I was in Montreal.
Ole, ole, ole. Yeah, I know that
Ron
one.
Slay.
Yeah, that's good stuff,
Ron
man.
Slay.
We need to toy with that for a new Slay intro.
You know what I mean? Then they hit another one, the Slay, Ron Slay. Then they say something in Italian and they keep going. But that was the other
That's
one.
the
That was in
Flintstones.
Paris. Yeah, but I'm talking about they freaking, boy. When I'm talking about 15,000 in there screaming, it's different. What's the SC chill?
Man, I think that's where MLS has some catching up to do. I think we need to find some more original chants in supporter sections across Major League Soccer because it's a lot of the same ones that you hear, the NSC, clap, 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 NSC, every time there's a corner. And those things are awesome, and everybody's doing them together, and everybody knows them. Right. So there's 2 or 3, though, that are kind of just commonly shared around the league that teams just modify to their own team. But I want to get creative. Like there needs to be a song for Hani Mukhtar at this point. With what that guy's done, it's just unbelievable. Going into Saturday's game, Hani had either scored or assisted 70 out of Nashville's 153 goals as an MLS franchise. Just crazy. A stunning number, the impact that guy has had since he came over when they signed him from the team he was playing for in Denmark. So yes, I'm with you, Slay. Maybe we'll put our heads together.
That's what I'm looking. I need him to dive all the way in on this because, like what you said, the stars of the teams, everybody had their own. Like me and Randolph Childress had our own separate cheers. Joey Thomas had one, and then as the guys come in, everybody else kind of had a generic one. But the stars, you had one, and everybody knew it. And hey man, that's when you y'all bring me Europe, put it in here, inject it in my veins, and watch Big Slay in there. I'll come up with one if they ain't careful. If it got to do with a drum or something, watch me.
You might just slay with the big old bass drum out there.
I would love that. Draw one up. Let's do it. Let's get you out there on the back line.
I'm going to reach out to some of my Italians and get something going.
Next home game, March 11th against Montreal over at Geodis Park.
Yes, March 11th, next opportunity to be at Geodis Park. By the way, the food at Geodis Park.
Good.
I think it's the best food of any sports venue here.
Really?
The empanadas, the pizza, the barbecue, hot chicken, burgers if you want that, gyros, like everything. It's the most diverse and authentic set of food in any. So and that's enough to get me there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some people out there driving around that weren't thinking about it, but now they might be thinking about it.
I can't wait. I'm going. I'm going. Y'all got me.
I'll see you out there.
Y'all got me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You and Will Lee. It's on.
We're pumped, man. Pumped for this partnership.
Hey, congratulations.
I appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate you guys.
Man. Look forward to hearing you this year, Nashville SC on 104.5 The Zone. Thank you, Lucas.
We're excited.
Pan, what's your social media?
At Lucas Panzica.
Yeah, y'all gotta go check Pan out, man, because he be cooking on that too.
Yeah, man's a foodie. If you go follow him on
man,
IG,
he make you. Hey, boy, he had that mouth watering at night, boy. He like, hey, man, come on, Pan.
That's how I thirst traps. Like that's the only way I can thirst trap is food.
You got it. You better be careful. You better be careful because they'll be knocking at your door, Pan.
Come and knock on my door. At Nashville SC. At Lucas Panzica. Thank you, Lucas.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Pan.
All
Man.
right, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the NFL draft. Daniel Jeremiah with a conference call talking about some of the things that you'll want to hear about. Titans, prospects, all those things. Next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Need to stock that bar. My friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits can get that done for you. 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by the Publix. MarylandFarmsWS.com is the website. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 until 9. Closed on Sundays. Delivery through the Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits app. They have curbside pickup as well. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, locally owned and serving Middle Tennessee for more than 17 years. Jason and his crew will be able to help you find maybe some things that you haven't tried before. If you've got a particular bourbon that you like, maybe you want to branch out a little bit. They'll help you based on what you like. Find something new for you to try. They'll do that with wine, with craft beer, anything that they've got going on. If you're looking for that perfect gift for a housewarming gift, birthday, just to thank you, Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has customized baskets for you to grab and go with wines, spirits, local olives, chocolates. It's the perfect gift for that cocktail lover. Every Wednesday, Senior Day, so come on in for special discounts. Every day they honor the military discount, case discounts every day too. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits in Brentwood in the Public Shopping Center, 101 Creekside Crossing, MarylandFarmsWS.com. I'm not getting in the way of this. Unless there's no Johnny Cash vocals on this.
There is.
Hey, come on.
Man in Black.
Come on.
I love the echo they put behind his voice on these production. Johnny Cash's son ripped it up at Geodis Park. Lucas was telling us the other day. Appreciate you listening. Some Tennessee baseball news for you. What did we say the other day? Number one, so Tennessee's best transfer, the number 4 rated transfer in baseball, in college baseball, Maui Ahuna, is going to be Tennessee's starting shortstop. And he was not eligible to start the season. And the word around the campfire, according to On3, I think, was that they booked his travel before they got his transcript. So now he's suddenly missed 8 games or whatever. So stupid. So then Vitello got suspended. And so we said, I'll bet when Vitello's suspension is over, Maui Ahuna will be eligible. Update regarding Tennessee baseball from Tennessee Athletics. We are pleased to announce that Coach Vitello has completed his 3-game suspension. He will be back in the dugout leading our baseball team tomorrow. They have a midweek series Tuesday, Wednesday. We are also thrilled that Maui Ahuna's eligibility has been reinstated, and he is available to join Tennessee's active roster effective immediately.
Yeah, it is.
You want to see somebody go off?
Oh.
I know nothing about that dude.
I don't either. But, yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Monster.
This is going to be it. Hunk, you been high on him, huh?
He is a monster. He will be. He'll be a high draft pick as well. He's a fantastic shortstop. Killer arm. He's got great power, great speed.
What is he, though?
Considered a 5-tool player.
What, junior? Sophomore? What, how many years ago?
I forgot. I need to look that up. I'll look that up.
Yeah, he's already played a couple of years at Kansas, so he was in Lawrence playing there, and then he transferred over to Tennessee because, everybody can transfer. So he moved over to Tennessee now, and basically it's all about visibility for him because he's going to get way more visibility playing for Tennessee than he will Kansas.
And baseball got to stay, 3?
In baseball, you have to stay 3. You can either go before you're a freshman, after 3, or after 4.
Yeah, junior. He's a junior.
So this could be his only season.
6'1", 175 from Hawaii, Hilo High School.
That's a nice size right there.
Yep.
That's all right.
So we're broadcast nerds on this show, specifically me, but I'll dive into that one. But so one of the great intro people of all time, and I don't remember how they ended their time together, Ray Clay, and he was the PA announcer in the 90s when the Bulls were winning all their titles. I don't know how they ended. It's in The Last Dance. But anyway, here's an example of what he used to do in terms of intros. This is phenomenal. And then he goes, the Bulls are coached by Phil Jackson.
Yeah. Hey, man.
That crowd was so loud you could barely hear him.
That was before Game 6 of the 96 finals, the clincher.
I've got goosebumps, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get into that crap.
I'm gonna tell y'all what, man. Kids out there, basketball enthusiasts, man, if you never seen a game with that guy being introduced,
Michael Jordan.
And then watch the game. You miss something. Dang, you miss something. Man.
It's funny because like
you miss
kids
something.
today, they just watch YouTube anyway. Like, so there was a time where I tried to explain like the whole LeBron and Jordan thing. And I'm like, look, I've seen them both.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would talk about Mike, and they're like, we've seen them. Like, they watch full games on YouTube.
Yeah. Man, like the moment, just like LeBron has his mystique with the throwing the powder in the air, I don't think it's a moment like that in sports. Like, it's some unique introductions. That right there, Mike, man, being introduced with that playing, oh, golly.
From North Carolina.
That's it right there, boy. That's a, whoo. Yeah. If you miss, hey, I'm telling you, you missed it. I wonder, well, see, I know like Bill Russell and guys like that, you know what I mean, Wilt Chamberlain, like they didn't have no introduction like that. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine. It's a different world now, but.
Yeah, I think the 80s Lakers kind of changed everything.
Yeah,
the Showtime Lakers kind of changed everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that team was ridiculous. You can watch the show, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Oh, yeah.
James writes goosebumps in all caps. Paul, somewhere in the universe, Alan Parsons is smiling. That's the music, Alan Parsons Project. Zach writes, so cool. Laura, oh gosh, the memories of watching those games with my dad and brother, priceless. And that's the thing, like those Bulls games, like there wasn't a big fat NBA contract back then.
No.
And so like a lot of those Bulls games were on WGN.
Yep. He's going to get them right here.
Just like Chicago cable.
Hey, he was going to get them right here.
I would go get my hair cut in 96, and I talked with a girl that's cutting my hair that was like a 40-year-old mom of 3. She's just like, did you watch that Bulls game last night?
Mike.
I mean, they had everybody watching. Everybody.
Mike, bro.
He's literally the most competitive person I've ever seen on the floor.
It's serious. And
it's funny, too, like just you could watch him develop because when he first got in the league, he just wanted to score the basketball every time he touched it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize he's not going to get where he needs to go by doing that. He needs to fill himself a collection of roster talent around him.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed that standstill three-point shooter where he could drive and dish.
Yep.
He needed a point guard to kind of take the pressure of always handling the ball off of him. Because as he got older, you know all this, but like for people that missed him, you know, people used to talk about, okay, well, he can go to the rim, but he can't shoot. And then he turned into one of the best jump shooters in the sport, right? And, well, you know, he can't go down low. Then he turned into one of the best back-to-the-basket guys in the sport. Well, he can't play defense. Then he's like 9-time defensive, all-defensive team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, just tell him you can't do something.
Dude was special, man. Special guy right there, boy.
Random fact for people that don't know, when Jordan had the shot on Elo, who was the point guard for the Cleveland Cavs?
Mark Price,
yeah.
Ron Harper.
Oh, Ron Harper.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was Ron Harper. And then Harper gets traded because Jordan needed the point guard. Like Brent was saying, he plays for the Bulls. Mm-hmm. Once they break up, he then goes out and he's a point guard for Kobe and Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
His role in this doesn't get talked about enough.
No, Ron was a big key. I think when you get a guy like that, though, man, it's almost easier to plug and go. Well, when you got guys accepting because you know you're going to win a championship. Like, there's going to be people raising their hands to go to it. Like, I think that was one of the easiest things with what happened with, like what you said with Shaq and Kobe. They were able to plug guys in, Rick Fox, Robert Horry, Brian Shaw, Derek Fisher, like the list, Rick Fox, the list goes on and on. And then, like, you're going to raise your hand to try to go get it. Gary Payton tried to go. Karl Malone tried to go. Like, you want to be a part of winners at all times. So, yeah, man. Man, that was a good walk down memory lane. Do you think
so? So, for those that don't know, the Bulls won 3 consecutive titles with Jordan. Then he goes and plays baseball. Then he comes back at the end of that second year where the Rockets won in 94 and then won again in 95. Mm-hmm. But he was back on that second one, but it was kind of too late.
Yep.
And then they win 3 more after that. Had he not gone to play baseball, whatever story that is, do you think they would have just won 8 in a row?
I think they at least would have won 7 out of 8.
Scotty might have left a year earlier than he did,
or
maybe.
He would have got a little bored. You know what I'm saying? And may have all it takes is one slip up. And the way Dream was playing in those 2 years, like he was actually the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? So
the Dream Shake.
Man, different down with Houston. So they had a really good team. Like man, ain't too many times you can go and get a team put together in a 3-year run, and they be right there knocking at the door. Houston was that team. So, I mean, I think he definitely would have got 7 out of 8, though, because he probably would have got beat on one, and he would have
he would have put together another
he would have been locked. Yeah, he would have been locked back in like he was. So, yeah.
I think that's what led to the 3 in a row. I think he thought he could just come back, join the team, and win it. Having not played in a year and a half.
Why not? What's going to tell me I couldn't?
And basketball, you could talk to this point for sure. But, I mean, basketball is a different kind of in shape.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just run out
there. And I tell people that all the time, especially guards and people like that are in great shape and get out there and run. It's a different – and that's why when you get people that can play multiple positions – it's different because you got to at one point be banging with a post and then the next point be chasing a little guard around. So it takes a different kind of energy out of you. You're talking about fatigue, run up and down the court twice and bang with a guy 6'8", 255 in the paint. That likes contact.
And then the shots miss, rebound, you got to run.
You got to sprint. You can't no run. You about to sprint.
It's not like, hey, in 25 seconds we're going to run again. No.
Yeah. And see, that's why I'm so high on Josiah Jordan-James being back because, man, when you put him at the 4, it's not a mismatch when you playing against big guys, you know, that they like to go into the post with. He switched out on Lim a couple of times when they played, and it wasn't just an easy bucket. Now, Lim might got the rebound and put it back in, but you got to be able to, man, play multiple positions like that. You're a hell of an asset. So, yeah, man, just keep your eyes open.
We'll get to Daniel Jeremiah here in a second. A to Z Sports.com with some breaking news from Sam Phelan. Titans coach Luke Steckel leaving the team for the Chicago Bears. Tennessee Titans run game analyst and longtime offensive assistant. He was the tight ends coach, right? Luke Steckel preparing to leave the team for a role with the Chicago Bears on the offensive line staff, according to multiple sources. Steckel spent the last 2 seasons as Tennessee's tight ends coach. There you go, before having his role changed earlier this month. When the Titans promoted Tim Kelly to be the next offense coordinator, Mike Vrabel reshuffled the deck, placing Steckel into an analyst role that he believed would allow Steckel to do advanced work with the entire offense rather than being tied to one position group. So there you go. Luke Steckel to the Chicago Bears, undetermined role there.
So is a springboard opportunity here with the Titans with Vrabel?
I don't know. I think. I mean, it seemed like a demotion to me.
Yeah, you know
like
what I'm
when you
saying?
go from a positional coach to an analyst role, that seems like a demotion. But that's not the way they're selling it.
Right.
NFL Combine going on this week. Ramon, Kale, and Will headed up there. No,
Buck Rising.
Buck Rising and Lucas. And Kirby headed up there tomorrow morning. So Buck will join us live from Indianapolis. Daniel Jeremiah, NFL draft expert for NFL Network, correct?
That is correct.
Yes, thank you. That is correct. Anthony Richardson, high on a lot of draft boards. A lot of people talking about him.
Here we go.
Anthony Richardson is the second quarterback for several teams that I talk to. And we can look at the numbers and, it doesn't look great on paper. And you look at the accuracy and this, that, and the other. He's got elite arm strength. He's a rare athlete. You don't see quarterbacks, running away from LSU with 80-yard touchdown runs. Like he's got big time ceiling, big time ability. And, you can find the games. If you want to fall in love with Anthony Richardson, you pop on Utah, you think he's the first pick in the draft. Even Missouri, he makes some big-time plays in that game. So, I know it's a little bit of a roller coaster. I know he hasn't played a ton, but teams are starting to look at some of these quarterbacks as lottery tickets, and this one has the biggest payout.
So Matt Miller, NFL draft expert from ESPN, told us about Anthony Richardson. He said he's a tough grade because – literally 2 weeks apart. 1 week he looked like the first overall pick against Oregon. The next week against Kentucky, he looked like an undrafted guy.
And you know who this can pay dividends for coming out of the SEC next year? Joe Milton and KJ Jefferson. Because when you talk about size, stature, ability with their arm, being able to just be fast and run away from guys, be durable, man, both of them fit the mold. Like Joe Milton does the same backflips that Anthony Richardson does. And probably throws it from here to New Mexico with a flick of the wrist. Like,
so, what was the story in bowl prep? He was on like the 20-yard line. They said, "How far can you throw it?" He goes, "Where do you want me to throw it?"
Yeah,
they go throw it in the tunnel, and he threw it in the tunnel.
Man, it's crazy, man. Man, arm is just crazy.
I want to see him pitch a baseball.
Couldn't.
Like, first pitch. He did throw the first pitch of the Tennessee baseball game, but he didn't.
They had to
back.
tell him lob it. Joe, don't get up there and listen. We got one good catcher that we got right now, brother. Do not hurt our catcher. Because could you imagine, like, if they, Joe, your arm ain't nothing. Get up and show us. And he get up there and just let loose. I would say even give him 2 warm-up pitches in the back and let him come gun. I guarantee somebody hitting the back of what is the backstop? Somebody hitting the backstop. The ball or the person.
Maybe just let him throw it without a catcher. Like, throw a first pitch of the Tennessee baseball game without a catcher and just let him throw it as hard as he can.
You better have a construction team on
the net.
Yeah, construction team better be on deck because they're going to refill that hole with concrete.
More from Daniel Jeremiah when we come back. Biggest question marks with Hendon Hooker, what he likes with Hendon Hooker's tape, Jalen Hyatt, what the Titans might do at 11. All that coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while. Now is the time to get it done. My friends at Gupton have tons of cars, trucks, SUVs, and Jeeps on the lot ready to serve you at GuptonMotors.com. That's the website, GuptonMotors.com, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. That's where you're going to find the best vehicle buying experience that you've ever had. I've bought multiple vehicles from these guys. They're awesome people, and they are there for you. They want to simply get you in the vehicle that's right for you. That's it. So go see them, check them out, take your test drive, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Take 24 west toward Clarksville. About 9 miles outside the city, you'll see exit 35. Take that into Springfield. Again, best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. New, pre-owned, whatever you need, they've got you covered. GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Daugherty, Ron Slay. Don Davenport will be back on Wednesday. She went viral on Twitter.
Why? Why would she go viral, yo? What did Babsy get out here and do?
Some question and some answer.
Now, I heard
the Orlando coach.
See, down in Orlando, I hope she didn't do nothing to Mickey.
And it's Terrell Buckley, who, by the way, invented the Lambeau Leap in Green Bay.
Terrell Buckley, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember Terrell Buckley.
Intercepted pass, ran it into the end zone, jumped into the crowd. The rest is history.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow. What's up?
I think Hall of Famer, too, right? Terrell Buckley. I think that's right.
He don't miss words.
No, we'll hear from you. Want to go ahead and do that? Don Davenport talking with Terrell Buckley, the Orlando coach. So Don Davenport was on the sideline for the XFL, San Antonio against Orlando. And San Antonio won big, like 34-10 or something. I don't know. So Orlando was not playing well, 30-12. Javante Payton from Hillsborough High School did have 3 receptions, 47 yards.
Hey, there you go.
Led the team in receiving.
Getting back active.
So Don talked with Terrell Buckley, whose team was not playing well, and he let her and everybody else know.
Welcome back to Orlando here with Coach Buckley. Coach, how do you change this momentum?
We got to get different guys in there. Obviously, I got guys out there that are not competing, that are not making plays. So we got to get people in there, young men that want to play, that want to compete and make plays.
I just saw you walk up and down this sideline and look some guys in their faces. What did you see out of your team?
I'm seeing guys not performing. Look at the scoreboard. They got to perform.
Yo, what y'all looking at? y'all don't get it yet?
What you need to do? We need to get different guys in there.
That's it. Hey, man. Yeah.
That XFL stuff,
serious.
It's real.
It is. I love it too, y'all. Like, give us all the uncut. That's what we here for.
Buckley, by the way, is a college football Hall of Famer.
There you go. Florida State.
Hey.
Florida State.
Dog, too.
Oh, yeah, he's up for the NFL Hall of Fame. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because he's been to Radio Row. That's how I knew all that.
Yeah, Jim Thorpe Award winner. He had his number retired. Won a Super Bowl back in 2001 with the Patriots.
There have been some pretty good DBs that have played at Florida State.
Yes, it has. It's been some good defensive players, period. Over there at FL State.
Yeah, Mickey Brooks, the longtime defensive coordinator for Florida State. Boy, they were rolling them out there.
Yes, they were.
I think, what was the stat with Florida State? It was 20 consecutive years that they finished in the AP top 4. That's crazy. And what's crazy is they didn't win more national titles, but Tennessee got them.
Yeah, we take that.
Now, Florida State got to be like, yeah, Marcus Outzen was the quarterback. I'm like, yeah. All right.
What that mean?
Well, we're not supposed to play the game.
Yeah, was he playing?
Quarterback's down. So
yeah, was he?
Chris Winkie was their quarterback.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he won the Heisman Trophy. Winkie was like, what was he, like 27?
Something. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I always said about him, like, you know the saying, if I'd have known then what I know now? He did.
Yeah. Put him in that situation. Yeah.
Daniel Jeremiah, biggest question marks with Hendon Hooker.
For those that haven't seen him play or have seen Tennessee play, they spread you from sea to shining sea. I mean, they are about 2 yards from the sideline. It looks like when you're watching them on each snap, where they spread you all the way out. Side note, but when you're doing the receiver and Hyatt, who can fly, SEC defenses for some reason kept trying to bring a safety in the slot where he had the whole field to work, and he just ran by him repeatedly. Which is some of the concern people have with Hooker, is that okay, this is so spread out. The NFL game isn't like this, and it's not going to be as defined in terms of your reads. You know, everything out with him is in that offense is off play action. He was 51.5% of the snaps. There's some form of play action where you're kind of riding the back and raising up and firing as you try to manipulate those linebackers. So that was the most of any quarterback at the combine.
That's tough.
So the hash marks are different, is what he's talking about. So in the NFL, you got the shorter hashes.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have that real wide side to the field.
Right.
That he's talking about where Jalen Hyatt had. So Alabama never adjusted.
No, they didn't.
What he's talking about right there, they went safety on Hyatt the entire game, and he had 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns.
Man.
But you never take that one away from him.
No. That's
record books for a long time.
So is.
Daniel Jeremiah, again, NFL draft expert for the NFL Network, on what he likes when he watches Hendon Hooker's tape.
When you're evaluating him, the accuracy, the decision-making, the poise, the athleticism to be able to move around and create with his legs to throw as well as to run, all those things are all there. So if we just put the offense to one side and say he's got all these skills and all that is there for you to see. So there's going to be an adjustment. The age doesn't bother me as much as maybe some other people. You got to do your homework on the medical stuff. That's above my pay grade, and see if you're comfortable there. But everything I've heard from an intangible standpoint is really good. The intelligence stuff is excellent. So while there'll be an adjustment period, I think he'll be able to handle it. And I think he has all the skills to be successful. Comparison wise, as a thrower, he reminded me of Bradford. He doesn't have a huge arm, but it's good enough. But obviously he's a lot more athletic. But I just thought when Bradford was coming out, it was accuracy, it was decision making. And obviously he was the first overall pick.
Sam Bradford. Is that what he's talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
He's the last big rookie quarterback contract.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he did. It
was like 70 million, 75 million.
He knew what to do.
Terrence on YouTube, it was Leroy Butler that started the leap. That is right.
Oh, Leroy.
That is right.
It was
I
Leroy
went Buckley,
Butler.
but it was Leroy Butler. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Daniel Jeremiah, he was talking about Jalen Hyde a little bit. Let's get a little more on Tennessee's wide receiver.
Obviously, the vertical stuff is what he does best, but I've seen him flash the ability to get in and out of breaks. He just doesn't do a ton of it. My thing with him is I think there's a high floor, because worst case scenario, he's gonna stretch the field. He's gonna take the top off of defenses. You're gonna be able to put him in the slot. You're gonna be able to run deep overs. You can run verticals, and you can just pitch him the ball and let him do some things after the catch with his speed. Now he's not super elusive. He's going to need work to develop the full route tree. That's not going to happen right away. But I just think in the immediate term, you've got an elite field stretcher.
That was always the thing I thought with Jalen Hyde. With that speed, like, it's different when you can got that wiggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it to him on a 10-yard stop and let him get busy. And, yeah, that was – Valus had that real good. Brew McCoy has that.
And he has a more physical side to his game.
Right.
But back in the day, like, track guy every once in a while would come out and play wide receiver. And so, like, Willie Gault had wiggle.
Yeah.
You know, Sam Grady didn't really have wiggle, but he played in the NFL.
Leonard Scott in the 90s.
Sylvan.
Yep.
Leonard Scott, yeah. You don't see it as much now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's definitely got that.
Yeah.
Really good route runner. Daniel Jeremiah, what the Titans might do at 11.
Obviously, tackles is going to be a glaring need for them. If you're asking me absolute best case scenario, I'd say somehow Skoronski gets there from Northwestern. And I think he can play tackle. I think he could be an unbelievable guard as well, but Peter Skoronski would be my dream scenario. And while I don't think that's going to happen, you start getting all these quarterback coming off the board, and we end up getting 4 go, and you have those top defensive players. Maybe it's not the craziest thing in the world that somehow he would make it to him, but he reminds me a lot of Elijah Vera Tucker. Remember with Vera Tucker last year when he was coming out into that draft, is he a guard? Is he a tackle? And it turns out he can do whatever the heck you want him to do. He's really, really good. Skoronski would be my best case scenario. And then, you're looking at receiver as another need there. I don't think it's a great receiver draft, but I really do like Jordan Addison. The one reason that might not happen is because he's kind of similar to Robert Woods. But if that wasn't what they were looking for, if they wanted to get bigger there, then I think you could look at, TCU has Johnston, who's a big, fast, physical kid.
Daniel Jeremiah, NFL Network, on some NFL tidbits. When we come back, a big, last 36 hours for the Nashville Predators. We'll talk about all of that stuff next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Do you have a VA loan? In this housing market, homeowners with VA loans have access to a ton of instant cash. Hey, it's Dawn Davenport. Do you need cash to pay off credit cards and other high-interest loans? How does a check for 80 or 90 grand sound right about now? Loan Pronto is helping veterans every day get the money they need with a quick and easy zero-cost cash-out refi with zero closing costs. With a VA loan, it's really cool because you can access up to 100% of your home's value. Use that money to pay off credit cards, home equity lines, car loans. Consolidate all your payments into one check per month. Oh, and close in 2 weeks. Most homeowners who do this end up cutting their overall monthly payments by $800. And Loan Pronto's all digital process makes it easy and fast. And they love working with veterans. Call now. See what your options are. LoanPronto.com, 615-499-5780. 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hogg. Developing news at this hour is the fact that the Tennessee Titans could be looking for a brand new assistant. Luke Steckel is going to be joining the Chicago Bears on their offensive line staff. Multiple sources are reporting he was the run game analyst, and he was also a longtime offensive assistant for the Tennessee Titans. For the Tennessee Vols, they dropped a spot to number 12 in the AP polls. In basketball, there are 4 total SEC teams in the top 25 this week. Alabama still at number 2, Tennessee at 12, Kentucky is back in at number 23, and Texas A&M is staying steady at number 24. And if you missed it just a little while ago, Maui Ahana, who is the shortstop transfer from Kansas, is officially cleared, and he will be eligible to play for the Tennessee baseball team in their game coming up here in net tomorrow. As a matter of fact, for all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
For those that don't know, that song is Cult of Personality by a band called Living Colour, who was discovered by Mick Jagger with the Rolling Stones, and Corey Glover out there on Twitter, lifting up musicians all over the place. Really, really good band. And Cult of Personality was kind of we thought, a good way to bring the show in every day when 3HL began in January of 2010. And here we still sit. Dawn Davenport is on assignment. She'll be back on Wednesday. Ron Slay is here, but he's headed to Starkville.
I'll be in Starkville. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 I'm in the building.
Until he's got to go find a very little plane for a big man.
Yeah, to try to get to another building.
Big man and a little plane.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting, man. Like,
just lay down on the aisle.
I wish I could
balance out the weight.
I don't even think I got to pick my seat.
No, you're lucky this plane has seats.
No, they'll move you around. If they think like the weight is not balanced correctly, they'll move you.
Like I'm gonna be on a propeller plane.
I'm just telling you.
I so hope I ain't. I remember I had to do that one time.
No, you're on a jet. You're not on a propeller.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is American Airlines, sort of.
Dude, that noise is so loud when you like.
So loud.
Oh my gosh, the propellers. Woo! That make you never want to sit on the wing.
No, because then you hear them hiccup a little bit, and you're like, they kind of sputter a little, and you're like, exactly. Hunk's on one today.
Hunk, science, special effects expert back here.
So Slay and Babsy are both out tomorrow. So former Titans linebacker Keith Bullock will be in the mix with
the Bully.
So Brent Daugherty, Keith Bullock tomorrow. 2-time first team all.
I hate him when you had to miss the Bully, man. You and the Bully.
By the way, he scared my son over the weekend.
Did he?
He didn't mean to. He didn't know that he did. He never even saw my kid.
Oh, yeah, that's
we went into a restaurant. He had a big life-size poster of him. My son looked at him and went, "Daddy, that man's scary." It's Keith Bullock.
Man, Bully hands are so big.
Where were you? Was that Neighbors in Cool Springs?
It was Neighbors, but it was the New Franklin location.
Yeah.
It's right over the bathroom. As you're walking and going to the bathroom, there's a big, huge thing
Bully
above
may
the
or
door.
may not be in there from time to time.
Yeah. Not the poster either. The real one.
Look at me.
Yeah. I'm up here.
Oh, speaking of, how did Polar Plunge go?
It was amazing and cold. And for some odd reason, after I got out of the water, I was warm and I didn't want to change. So I'm standing there, water just pouring off of me, and I'm hot. Don't know why, because it was 40 degrees outside. I guess it was hype, adrenaline. I don't know.
Was it raining outside?
It was raining at times. It was pouring.
Really?
Yes, it was going back and forth, and so it was really, really dreary. But there were a ton of people out there. Next year, we have already agreed. At least 2 of us have. We are going in costume. We are coming up with a theme.
Oh wow!
We don't know what it will be, but we are coming up with a theme. Robert and I have agreed.
I knew it was you and Bert.
Yeah, because Buck doesn't want to dress up.
Yeah.
Buck's gotten to where he thinks he's a professional or something. This is where we are with Buck.
We look, because he put us back there in groups, so we had time to talk. Robert's like, "Man, we should dress up." I was like, "Bro, I'm in." By the way, I tried to get Robert to take his shirt off. He would not do it.
Yeah, Bert kind of got to be forced to take the shirt off.
He wouldn't do it. Buck wouldn't do it. Sam from A to Z wouldn't do it.
I'll say I would have been out there shirtless.
I tried to get the whole group to do it. Nobody would.
So because no one else did, you didn't?
No, because right when I got up on stage, I thought it went through my head. I was like, all right, I'm about to do it. And then I looked down, and directly in front of the pool, there was my wife. And she was giving me one of those looks of, you better not do what I think you're about to do.
I would have saw that look, and guess what? I would have did the Hulk Hogan. Rip my shirt. Oh, you giving me that look? I am a real American. And then dove. I did see a cannonball. Good job on the cannonball.
Thank you. Only reason I did a cannonball is I had no clue how to jump into a pool without doing something. I did. They said you can't dive. You can't do a flip. So I just said, I was like sitting there like 5 seconds before he said go. I was going, I don't know how to get into a pool. Screw it. I'm going to do a cannonball.
Somebody should have just sat down on the side and just kind of slid into the pool. Like, that's a plunge too. I mean, since y'all don't know how I'm supposed to go in here.
Like slithered in?
Yeah, I just slither on in here.
Like a snake?
Yeah, snakes on the plane.
Why do you keep bringing up bad things on blankets?
I don't know. You doing this. You did it to me. I didn't want nothing to do with this.
David Poile, the only general manager the Nashville Predators have ever had. Poile will retire at the end of the season. He is an awesome, awesome dude. Congrats on an incredible career. 41 years of general manager work. Former coach Barry Trotz will take over July 1st. He said, quote, this is a decision that is the best for me personally and the best for the Nashville Predators. For the Predators, I believe it is time for a new voice and a new direction. Don't disagree. Poile will remain with the Preds in an advisory role. He is the longest tenured general manager in NHL history, 41 years, 26 of those with the Predators. He was hired by Nashville on July 9th, 1997.
That's tough.
Lucas said he was born in 1995.
Yeah. He was a whopping 2.
He was 2 when David Poile took over as general manager of the Predators. So the Preds also made some moves. Predators traded coveted player target Tanner Jeannot to the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Preds come out great as sellers here with defenseman Cal Foote. Foote was the number 14 overall pick in 2017. He's 6'4", 214. Big guy. Then you put him on skates. He's just 24, but he's played in 117 games. The Preds also get in 2023 draft picks, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. In 2024, a 2nd round. In 2025, a 1st round, which is top 10 protected, meaning if that pick does fall in the top 10, then they'll get another 1st rounder the next year, I think is how that works. Tanner Jeannot, 4th in the NHL in hits, 24 goals, 41 points last year. This season, 5 goals, 14 points in 56 games. Frank Cervelli tweeted, multiple NHL GMs are stunned by the return in this deal, like jaws on the floor stunned.
Wow.
It's like a Herschel Walker return. I mean, they got a ton for him.
They got a ton. 5 draft picks and a player. They also grabbed Flyers left winger Isaac Ratcliffe for future consideration. He's a prospect. Project
under a process is a prospect.
6'6", 200. He's 24 years old.
Man.
So there's your Preds news.
Well, let's do it then. Let's do it, Pred.
I'll tell you something else I've heard.
What?
That they might be shopping Saros. Trying to just redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
Start from the bottom, Slay.
What do all these NFL guys talk about the draft? If the Titans do end up with a quarterback in the 1st round, that signifies that they're starting
on our way.
Yeah.
So this is my only thing to all the listeners out there. This would be a good time, I think, to get in and watch and start paying attention to a little bit of hockey because you started on the ground floor. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm saying it for me. Like I don't really understand hockey like that, but I do know it's a great atmosphere to be in. I do love supporting the home teams. But I do think I will get a better understanding because I'm going to watch it from the ground up now with the new GM being in place, knowing that some things got to take place as far as the team, getting new guys in there. I want to watch it, and I'm going to keep a close eye on it, and I'm going to be able to follow this. I'm going to really follow. I was too young when the Preds really got here, you know what I'm saying, to kind of lock in. I was captivated by it because we had a pro team. But now that I'm older and I can understand, I'm going to follow it. Y'all show me something.
What's sad is this is probably the most that the Preds have been talked about across the city in 2 years.
Yeah, since we were on the rooftop.
I mean, seriously, since the loss to Carolina,
yeah,
that this is the most the team has been talked about in the city for the last 2 years. It's all because of a fire sale and a change of general manager.
So does a coach follow the general manager?
God, we hope so. I mean, let's be honest about that. That's part of the problem. I'm serious.
Yeah, I don't think there's any John Hines. I don't think there's any chance.
The moment that man was brought back, I feel like half the city checked out.
Yeah,
I seriously believe the moment he was brought back, half the fan base said, "All right, I'm out till he's gone."
Here's the question too. Like, and I'm not the biggest hockey guy. I love the Preds. I love going to the games and all those things. But I wonder if hockey fan in Nashville, Preds fan in Nashville, wouldn't want kind of a reset right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of defibrillator moment, right? Like, just resuscitate the franchise, start over, and be a part of like the new beginning.
That's what I was trying to explain. That's what I want to be a part of, yo. That's what I want to be a part of. And listen, I think this is a new opportunity to get me on the glass. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna get that petition signed and get that over to you, Coach. I was gonna say Coach Trotz, GM Trotz. Get that over there right there to you. I get some of my reps to reach out to you. But yeah, man, I think you're right, yo. I want to be a part of the change. I'm here for it. Bring me in.
He was like the nicest dude ever, too.
Barry Trotz.
Yeah.
Well, we about to see. Yeah, all coaches don't work out in the general manager spot now.
That's true. But apparently these two have been talking about this for a while.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Preds have won 4 out of 5. But they sold off Jeannot, so.
Well.
He didn't even play last night. They pulled him before they went on the ice.
So get rid of Saros. Use him.
Yep. 615-737.
He's going to win a championship if he goes.
I'm not saying it's happening. Like I'm just
no, but that makes sense.
Around the campfire,
that makes sense.
They might be shopping him.
Why wouldn't that make sense? If we this is what we doing,
you can
it's
get
a fire
that haul
sale.
for Jeannot.
Who?
If you could get that haul for what you just got.
Oh yeah.
Think about adding Saros because everybody wants to shut down goalie.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna win the championship wherever we go to. So y'all won the championship? I got a goalkeeper for you. Goalie?
Yep.
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper
football.
in soccer.
See, I got all my sports ready.
What are you doing over there?
I was.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
I thought you were blowing your nose or something.
No, I'm actually cleaning out my pods.
Oh, okay, good.
AirPods.
All right. When we come back, Alex Daugherty will join us to talk more about
give us a breakdown.
Preds. He's much more of an expert, obviously, than we are. So stay tuned for that next 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Buddy Allen Carpet One, they are your flooring experts, and they are a local company right there in Donaldson. You can check them out, 2405 Lebanon Pike, and you can hook it up online, buddyallencarpet1.com. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for a long, long time. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day. They'll be able to help you out with any and everything that you need with regard to your flooring project, and they'll be there through the installation as well. And they're not going to bail like the big box stores and give you a 1-800 number. Nope, these guys will be there through the entire process. Check them out online again, buddyallencarpet1.com. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Brett Daugherty, Ron Slay with you at 3HL 1045 on Twitter. You can reach us there. A lot of Preds news out there. So we go to our guy, Alex Daugherty, joins us now from A to Z Sports. Alex, what's up? How are you?
Break it down for us, Alex.
Not much. What's going on, everybody?
I'm guessing that you saw a lot of this coming, but, man, an active last, 36 hours for the Preds.
I did not see a lot of this coming. I'll be honest. I think we all kind of knew. Well, I'll say this. Last week, I told a few people that I think David Poile is the closest to leaving the job as he's ever been. I didn't realize it was going to be announced, this weekend. Otherwise, I would have made my only weekend plans sometime other than 3:00 on Sunday, which is what happened. So as I'm headed to hang out with some friends, literally on the way there, I get the biggest news that's ever happened with the Nashville Predators on my phone. So that was fun. But, and the trades that went down were I think it's not surprising that they traded Nino Niederreiter. I was a little surprised that they traded Tanner Jeannot, and I was very surprised at the return for Tanner Jeannot, which was incredible. I mean, frankly, just amazing. But, this has been probably one of the most consequential weekends in Nashville Predators history. Maybe the most consequential is in terms of where the franchise has been, where it's now going, and how quickly they changed almost the mindset of everything just in the span of a couple days.
So David Poile, one of the things that he said that kind of stuck out to me was that they needed a different voice. Do you think the franchise was there?
Do I think the franchise needed a different voice?
Yes.
Definitely. Without question, they need a different person in charge. Now, here's the problem. I think the assumption when people were asking for David Poile to no longer be in charge, I think the assumption was that he was going to, pack up the laptop, turn in his cell phone, and head off into the sunset and never, and then have a nice retirement. Well, it's a little different than we kind of anticipated because he's going to still be in the building. Probably not as often, but he's playing the role of an advisor to the hockey operations, including to Barry Trotz. So, and this is what I wrote about at A to Z Sports is, I don't think that his influence is disappearing. All of the decisions, all of the big money decisions, of course, trades, free agency, draft, all of it is going to go through Barry Trotz and the assistant general managers who are all still there and presumably will all still be doing their same roles. But David Poile's influence is still going to be in that building. I mean, Barry said today many times, like he's going to lean heavily on advice from David and from his assistant GMs, Brian and Jeff Kelty and Scott Nickel. Like it's not going to be just no more David Poile and we don't hear from him again. Like he's going to be around. So I think it's interesting that it's worked out that way. And it will be interesting to see exactly how much Barry Trotz does himself. Now, we will never really know because, we don't know how much help he's getting from these other people. But it's just kind of different than maybe we thought it was going to be, especially because he's sort of engineered this out all on his own. Like from the beginning, David Poile has been in charge. And even at the end, he's sort of in charge of his own exit. So not too surprising, I guess.
Alex Daugherty, A to Z Sports, joins us now on 3HL.
Is this the way you would like to go out? If with it being a long press conference, give you your flowers, or easier transition, or is it okay because the Preds are where they are in the standings, and it's a fire sale and all of this?
Well, Slay, I don't know about you, but when I quit a job, I don't want to see those people ever again. I walk out. And I just say, I'll see you later, and it's nice knowing you, but I don't ever want to talk to any of y'all ever again.
Wow, that's kind of a hard line take.
It's over, yeah.
Yeah, but that's me. That's me. And I haven't been a general manager in the NHL for 40 years, so I'm not. I guess we shouldn't be surprised that Poile went this route because, as he said today, like he's a planner. He likes to be in control of things, and he's a planner, and till the very end. Now. What will happen let's think about this. What will happen when Barry Trotz has a not so easy well, let's say he makes a decision that is not a popular one. Maybe he trades UC Saros, like has been rumored. Maybe he cuts somebody that the fan base didn't want to get cut. Was that a Barry Trotz thing? Was David Poile involved in that? Are people going to think, well, maybe old Poile came down and punched the buttons on that one? I think it's just like you got to think about if you're going to not really leave, you are risking your legacy even going down even further. I don't think that that's necessarily going to happen. I don't want to overstate it here and say that he's still in charge, because he's not. Barry Trotz is in charge. But you got to think about that. If you're not leaving the building, you're still kind of around. So it's just something to think about.
I know, and that's a pretty big shadow. I mean, 1997 the guy was hired. So we've seen successes. We've seen it go the other way with coaches becoming front office personnel. What do you think about Barry Trotz as GM?
Boy, I mean, it is a really interesting move to just jump into that role. He seems really excited about it, and it sounds like the end of his Islanders career, getting fired out of nowhere, going back home, seeing family, talking among things, and then getting some job offers, and then pretty much immediately turning them down, getting some coaching job offers. It seems like he really did want a new direction, and this gives him the option of doing that. He sounded very interested in building something that he could maybe make his legacy a little bit different and add to it in a different kind of way. He's won a cup. He's been at 3 different teams, had success at all 3. But this gives him a chance to maybe make a different kind of legacy in the hockey world that he wouldn't have been able to otherwise. It will be very interesting to see what happens July 1st. That's his first day on the job. What kind of contracts is he going to sign? What kind of trades is he going to make? What's the team? What kind of roster does he want to construct? We don't know the answers to those questions, and all of it's just going to be new because we've only ever seen the David Poile stamp on everything, and it's really kind of exciting. But fans have to understand that as when you move on from something that concrete and that consistent over so many years, you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you could be going down quickly, or it could go up quickly. You just have no idea. It's venturing into the unknown, and so that's what fans have to expect now.
Would you be shocked if UC Saros was moved?
Given the market right now and what they just got out of Tanner Jeannot, no. I mean, I really wouldn't, because they already seem to know, number one, that there's a lot of teams out there that are willing to pay high prices for players. UC Saros would be unquestionably the biggest acquisition for any team right now. I mean, an ace goaltender going from an out-of-playoffs team to a contender overnight would be a huge return, absolutely huge return, and he's on a good contract. And I do think that they would probably have to immediately go with Askarov, and they wouldn't be able to just they would have to throw him into the fire, and he would have to play all next year in Nashville. I don't think he's ready for that. I think he needs more time. So it would mean a real bumpy road in goaltending for the next couple years. But I think they could be willing to do it if the price is what it could be. I mean, we're talking multiple first-round picks, top prospects, picks in multiple years. They've already stocked up their draft class for this year. They're going to have 11 draft picks in 2023. This draft coming up in Nashville. They're going to have 11 draft picks. That's the most they've ever had since they shortened the draft in 2005. They're going to have 2 draft classes in one, basically, is what they're going to have. And that's important in hockey, but they could make it even bigger if they traded Saros.
Go big or go home, baby.
So John Hines, is he the coach next year?
Okay, so here's my take. I know that people don't like John Hines anymore. I get it. I do understand. Personally, I like John Hines, and I don't see anything on the ice that tells me they're not playing for the guy. I also don't think that he's the guy that's going to lead them to the Stanley Cup. But I do think there's value in keeping him around the rest of this year, obviously, and also next year, because if his skills are in developing young players, they're not going to the Stanley Cup playoffs next year probably. Keep him around, have him keep developing guys like Cody Glass and Tomasino Yusuf Parsonen and Alex Carrier, who have all had good development years under him, and see where it goes. And then, make your evaluation. And then if you need to move on, because he's only got 1 year left on his contract, you move on from him at the end of next year. You go find your Stanley Cup winning coach. So I don't think it makes sense to cut him now for sure in the middle of the season or at the end of the season here. And I think it could make sense to keep him around next year. But future of the team, probably not.
Alex Daugherty 1 on Twitter. You can catch his work A to Z Sports. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good to hear you.
Thanks, Alex.
Definitely. Y'all take it easy.
All right. A lot of Preds news out there.
Well, can't believe he said keep him around. What the heck?
Hey, might be a good dude.
Given the trade market, which is what you said earlier, not shocked if they move Saros.
Oh, I'm telling you, this team could have 15 draft picks in the next draft. And the entire first round could just be nothing but the Preds.
Oh, that boy. Talking about getting some people on board. Let's do it. I'm on board.
Just literally the whole broadcast would be 10 minutes long because the guy would just step up in the podium and just read 15 names. All these players are going to the Preds.
Milwaukee Admirals will be really good.
Y'all come on down right now.
Vols get Josiah Jordan-James back, and they rolled. Tennessee beat South Carolina by 40, 85-45. Credit to Lucas Panzica, who predicted a Tennessee blowout. And also Slay. Tennessee will be much better when JoJo comes back, and they were moving the ball around. It didn't get stuck at all. And James had 18 on 7 of 11 shooting off. He had 4 threes as well. Zakai Ziegler, 13 points, 11 assists. Tennessee, 10 threes in the game. 29 assists.
Yeah.
In the game.
It's
just
crazy.
4 turnovers. Out-rebounded South Carolina 34-30. Tennessee plays Arkansas on Tuesday at 8 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN 2. Tennessee has a 1-game lead for that 4th bye. Double bye.
Yeah. I think they get Arkansas. I just think going into it, you got to be healthy, man, be able to match up with that length. But this is what you get in a guy like Josiah. He comes back and he understands the offensive scheme and system of Coach Barnes. He's been in 4 years. And also another thing is he knows where the creaks and crannies are in the offense to be able to get some easy shots. Like I watched some film on him last night, and to lull his person to sleep that's defending him and pop right there at the free throw line, nobody else is doing that. Olivier kind of doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. Josiah has the wherewithal to know, like, let me flash right here real quick. Even though the play is supposed to be a back screen and he gets something else going, he can cut it off and get something else good out of it. And then if he doesn't get the play, he knows how to pick it back up and get the ball back moving so it's not freezing and looking for stuff. So you got to have that veteran, man. Got to have that veteran.
Need to get the freshman back, too.
You got to get Julian Phillips back. Like
you
have
anything
to.
on that?
No, I haven't heard anything on it. I know he was touch and go going into the game Saturday.
They keep saying that even when they were both out, they were game time decisions.
Yeah.
That's what they kept saying.
Yeah, and I think they chose if Josiah was going to be able to play Saturday, going to let Phillips rest and come back. I fully expect him to play Tuesday. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So full house Tennessee going against Arkansas.
Yep.
And a lot of talent. A lot of raw talent.
Man, a lot of draft picks out there for that one.
Was I just told that we need to do a Slay liner?
Come on, man. Come on, y'all.
Is that true? Huh?
Yes, and there is a buzzer now that will go off if Slay takes more than 45 seconds.
Ain't no robots in there. It's a human in there.
How about anytime he kind of deviates from what he's supposed to say?
Hey, you're about to start getting the Oscar music, Slay. I've got it pulled up and ready to go.
And now it's time for Slay's Liners presented by your mom and them.
Yes, indeed. What's happening, everybody out there listening? Spring Golf Classic.
You get the first line.
I don't know why I try to say Spring Golf. Spring Golf Classic. Join 104.5 The Zone for our 2023 Spring Golf Classic on Monday, April 10th at Greystone Golf Club. Me and Yor, we placed out there the last time we went out there, so you come out there and join. We may outplace you, more than likely. The 2023 Spring Golf Classic will be a day accompanied by great food. Always some really good food, especially when Uncle Buzz and them come out there. That'd be good. Cocktails and prizes. We won't get to get the cocktails or the prizes, but yeah. Spend the day teeing golf with us on April 10th.
It's not about us, Slay.
I know, exactly.
It's about the
teams are selling fast, so for more info or to purchase a team, visit 1045thezone.com. Y'all have a nice night now.
I'm guessing we'll be out there in the morning session.
Yeah, they always put us out there in the morning session.
Dave Elliott, Barry.
Yep.
But
we do. You already got our team.
I think that's right.
I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on getting my own team this year. I've got a ringer. I'm going to get a ringer.
Who?
BB.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, BB's usually our ringer.
No. You know why?
He's usually our fifth.
No.
Unless we have Kern, then we got six.
Then we got
No.
Although at that point, me
I've
and Slade just kind of take it to the
begged and pleaded to be on y'all's guys' team, and y'all never let me. I'm picking my own team. I'm bringing my own ringer.
No, but so this one is a different. That's the fall one you talking about.
Yeah,
that's the fall.
We didn't put together
the spring
team.
one.
This was told.
Yeah, this is an annual team right here by Dave and Barry. I'm gonna be real.
Barry's our big boss's husband.
Yeah, I mean, can't say. I mean, huh? You
No.
want to say?
I'll go down and talk to his wife.
His wife, who is our market manager for Nashville Cumulus.
I'm going to need your husband not to play in this. Because Joe, when he's to play, I've got new golf cleats. I've got everything.
I'm coming
ready.
out there looking to par.
Do what?
You looking to par?
No, I'm looking to win.
You playing the
screw
par?
win.
Okay.
Screw pars. Screw pars. I'm an eagle.
Par's
Fly,
a
fly.
Par's a birdie to me, bro.
Man,
do you need to read the Chris Lowe sponsor since we didn't do it?
I most do.
When he was on?
I most definitely do. Not most do. I most definitely do. Yeah, man, we had Chris Lowe on earlier. If you did miss it, you need to go get your podcast where you get your podcast and tap in. Because you know what? The long-term solution for weight loss, schedule your Awaken 180 at home consultation today. That's who brings you Chris Lowe. Chris Lowe. Man, I'm mixing letters up.
You almost
Lowe.
said Chris Lofton.
Yeah, like
maybe.
I think I was.
Yeah.
That was getting weird.
Slade's Liners brought to you by your mom and him. You want to go ahead and do the after party sponsor?
I might as well.
No,
I'm on a roll.
No,
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll and I'll be gone.
We got important things to talk about when you get to break.
He's
when you
gotta
come back.
Hey, big man in a little plane. That's about to happen.
I got to go get to it. See. Joseph.
What's the last one?
Oh, I get to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, guess what, y'all? Y'all stay tuned at after party. I was going to tell you what time this was. After party coming up after the show. Awaken 180 weight loss fast yet sustainable. Oh, Awaken 180 do them too. I knew that. I don't think we ever had them on the same day. Yet sustainable weight loss without medications, fasting, or the gym. Reserve your Awaken 180 at home consultation today and get slim like Big Slay. In the after party. Get slim in the after party at 6. Coming up next.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Slade's Liners presented by your mom and him. We'll be right back on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, that's who we rely on to keep us cool. Me and Babsy, boy, we get out there, man, you get in that house, the weather changing like that, it's hot out there. Yeah, don't matter, it ain't got to be hot inside. You already have everything checked out. If you haven't already booked your spring tune-up for your AC unit, now is the time. Through the month of March, get your AC tuned up.
I just remembered when you were talking about Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, and you had me breaking into somebody's house, and hopefully they had their AC on and serviced correctly so the mayor doesn't get hot while he's in there.
I made my man a criminal during the commercial. Yeah, I apologize.
SpringHillAC.com. Kevin and the guys.
That's right, our people. And listen, you need to get yours tuned up for just $79, y'all, and get the fall tune up for free. See, you can get one tune up for $79, get the next one for free. Did you get your AC unit on? Realize quickly it was working like it should? Well, you'd be like me. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, they took care of me. They'll take care of you. This is our people. Reach out to them, springhillac.com. Call them.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Daugherty with you. Ron Slay has headed to the airport. He will be on the call tomorrow night. Mississippi State hosting South Carolina. So you can check him out there. Babsy had some XFL responsibilities over the weekend. Did a great job. She had a blowout in her game. San Antonio beat Orlando 30-12. Local Nugget, Javante Payton, Hillsborough High School. 3 receptions, 47 yards. At Dawn Davenport TN is where you can find her, and you'll find this all over the internet. Sideline interview with Terrell Buckley, who is not happy with his Orlando team as they were getting throttled.
Welcome back to Orlando here with Coach Buckley. Coach, how do you change this momentum?
We got to get different guys in there. Obviously, I got guys out there that are not competing, that are not making plays. So we got to get people in there, young men that want to play, that want to compete and make plays.
I just saw you walk up and down this sideline and look some guys in their faces. What did you see out of your team?
I'm seeing guys not performing. Look at the scoreboard. They got to perform.
They got to perform.
I promise you, if he could have found 11 other players that would have stepped on the field right then, he would have put all 11 on there.
Just go in the crowd.
If he could have found jerseys for them, he would have put all 11 players on the field and yanked his guys.
I don't disagree. Check out the XFL, boy. They get real with these interviews and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Watch the show, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
And you can get that done. A lot of people commenting on the Preds news. David Poyle, if you haven't heard, stepping down as general manager and retiring, actually, at the end of the season. Former coach Barry Trotz will take over July 1st. Love to get your take on this. 615-737-1045. You want in real quick. Talk a little Preds hockey. This is what David Poyle had to say, among other things. This is a decision that is best for me personally and the best for the Nashville Predators. For the Predators, I believe it is time for a new voice and a new direction, end quote. And I think that's fair, right? David Poyle, one of the best people you will ever meet, number one, and a great, great, great hockey mind. His son, Brian Poyle, does great work too, and he's been the only guy that's ever been there. Hired before they even started play, more than a year, I think, before they started play. July 9, 1997. Is when he started. So Poyle will remain with the Predators. I'm kind of like Alex Daugherty. I want to see how that thing works.
Yeah, they kind of rubbed you the wrong way when you heard that, right?
Well, it's just hard when you're that big, like you cast that big of a shadow over there in that building. It's probably better, honestly, for you to just kind of step away and ease on down the road.
Yeah, it would almost, again, he didn't win the championships, but it's like Belichick staying with the New England Patriots.
Can you imagine?
Like it's the next coach stands no
I'm just
chance.
going to be an advisor over here.
Yeah, it's very much like Steve Spurrier in Florida. He's got his own office, and you can just walk down the hall, and you can talk to him, and he's still there casting a huge shadow.
Yeah, and I've talked to David Poyle, and this is the unfortunate part. 41 seasons as general manager, and, man, he was chasing the cup. Wanted the cup. And so unless the Preds make a historic run, it's not going to happen.
No, and I think even Alex Daugherty's even said on his Twitter account, he continues to keep updates of here is what the Preds would need to do to get into the playoffs, and now you're looking at records of where they can only lose 1 or 2 more games or 3 or 4 more games through the entire season.
Now, the Blues made a run a couple of years ago where they were the worst team in January. They were the worst team in the NHL in January. And they got in the playoffs and then won the cup. And it's funny, it was right around that time when Brett Hull, who lives in Nashville now, he's over at Troubadour Golf, came on the show and just blasted the organization, basically. And ever since that interview, that was so weird. The Blues went on an historic run, and they were able to get it done. Too late now, I would think. But plus, Preds look like they're selling off, so.
Oh, and again, every single day you should look and see who is not going to be on that lineup, in that roster, who's been scratched, every bit of it. Because until the trade deadline, it's almost as if you're not injured, you're available to be traded.
I think that's true. Coming up tomorrow, so Slay will be in Starkville, Mississippi. Dawn will still be on assignment. She'll be back on Wednesday. So I will be here, and we'll have former Titans linebacker Keith Bullock, who has filled in a time or two on this station, or 100, at K-Bull 53. And we'll get into a bunch of Titan stuff as it is Combine Week. We'll also check in with Buck Rising, who is in, or will be, in Indianapolis covering the NFL Combine. I think Vrabel and Rand Carthon are supposed to talk with the media tomorrow, so there'll be a lot of Titans news coming out of the Combine.
And to make sure you're paying attention, because coming up on Wednesday, Buck will have both of those on with him as well from the Combine. So Vrabel getting finished with the competition committee, because the competition committee has been meeting in Indianapolis as well, going over things that they would like to present to the owners at the owners meeting coming up at the end of the month.
Love it. At 3HL 1045, you can watch the show again anytime. You can watch any of the Zone shows, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch plays.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. Again, Buck Rising broadcasting live tomorrow from Indianapolis, the NFL Combine. He will join our show as well. Keith Bullock in studio.